Jet trying to speak.
She doesn't sound like a velociraptor. Jesus Christ.
Yes, she does.
No, she doesn't. Why do you always do this, Alan? We just started the show. You're already being wrong, Alan. What is your problem? Take it back, Alan.
You don't pay me enough to deal with this shit.
I don't pay you at all.
Exactly.
Do you think I'm ever going to pay you? Do you really think that's going to happen? Do you?
No, because I don't want to deal with this shit when you do pay me.
You know what's gonna happen is if I start paying you, I'm just gonna start like making you be like my punching bag because you argue with me too much. You always call me out.
What's the difference to now?
You're always calling me stupid. Everything. Wow.
I literally don't actually.
You actually do. Every single time I'm wrong about something, you're the first one to let everybody know.
Anytime I fucking do a slight error, you're the first person to jump in on my shit.
Well, yeah. It's not me being the first person. It's just like you do it so often that I can't help but be like the only person because like I just catch every single one of them. I'm so smart.
Let some shit slide, motherfucker. Like
I do. It still happens a lot. Anyways, people, how you guys doing? It's a chat attack. The midnight chat attack. We're on Saturday. Some used to say the midnight chat attack. We're not at midnight. It's all right. It's all good. It's all right.
It's midnight somewhere in the world.
Yeah, I know. That was an excuse we used for so long, and not a single person believed it. They're just like, yeah, whatever, guys. Full of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but anyways, Jen, how you doing today?
I'm drinking this soda from McDonald's, and the ice melted. Yes.
That's a good
one. What?
Yes.
I hate all of you so much.
No, but seriously, that's pretty disgusting. I don't know anybody who actually enjoys when the ice melts. So once again, this is some weird Jet shit.
All right, no, this ain't some weird Jet shit. Jet.
Yes, it is.
I'm coming to help you.
Oh God.
All right, so when it comes to ice, it's good when it's fresh. When you got that warm soda that hits that fresh ice, you get that crisp taste. The one that Alan's now using to hide his addiction. It's good, but there's a certain point, especially if you have the soda outside, where because there's just enough water in the drink and enough soda that you actually have a little bit more to drink, and it gets this like weird, perfect water soda taste that I love it even more. But you got to drink it really fast after that because then you just can get water, sugar.
No, I hate when it happens when you go get like a high C fruit punch or like one of those fucking slushies from like a gas station. Like it's so delicious, and then halfway through it's like, dude, what the fuck am I drinking? It tastes like fucking spit. Like it's disgusting. And I know what spit tastes like. It's fucking. It depends on who it is.
I mean, you have your own spit.
Yeah, that's true. Oh man,
tastes like spit.
It tastes like my mouth. Oh wait, it is in my mouth.
But I mean, like this is a half thing of soda, and I was so thirsty. I was so goddamn thirsty. And then I saw this, and I was just like, oh yeah, I still have soda. And guess what? It's still kind of cold.
Disgusting. Why don't you just put cold water inside your drink, and then it does the same effect?
That's a terrible idea.
It already had the perfect amount of ice.
You have to microdose that shit.
Cedric, in the chat, do you tell me, do you actually like the fact that, or not fat, but do you like when you have the ice melt? Why is it taking so long for you to say this shit we just said?
Because you realize how fucking awful this is.
Yeah, it's a weird question, but it's just I don't know why I can't like verbalize it.
You know, some people in the world can't get ice, so they value the fact that the melted ice is already in here. Okay?
That makes no goddamn sense. If they don't have access to ice, they don't have access to melted ice.
We cannot have expensive silverware like you do.
That's all, Alan.
Is Jet really trying to use the equivalent of like, hey, kids in Africa don't have ice, so you better appreciate your ice?
Why you had to go for Africa?
Because that's what I've always heard.
Racist.
Yeah, it's very racist. How dare you do that?
But does it rain down in Africa, Alan? This is the same time period this joke comes from.
And by the way, too, in Africa,
some people can't get McDonald's. I am basically eating everything from McDonald's and drinking the whole drink. I'm not being wasteful. Alan. Diaz.
So I'm looking over here. I looked up, does Africa have ice trays? I'm kind of curious. I would go more into this, but...
Where in Africa?
Yeah, because you got developed areas. Like, when people make that statement, it's more they're referencing the stereotypical shit from, like, the 80s and early 90s with the TV commercials.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, it's not based in any reality. It's like when people make American stereotypes and we're all eating fried chicken from KFC. That's trash. Americans eat churches.
Good Lord. I'm looking at this, too, by the way. Like, how poor do you have to be to not have something as simple as this? Like...
Actually really poor. That's usually how it goes when you're poor. You don't have the ability, like if you don't have a fridge, what's the point of having an ice tray?
Yeah, but dude, there's oh wait, you don't have fridges over there?
If you're too poor to afford electricity, you can't afford a fridge. If you can't afford a fridge, why have an ice tray?
I know, but some have.
What about the people in Antarctica? They probably don't have ice trays. They could just they just put their goddamn bowls outside in the snow and just get ice. They're lucky.
True. You know, I've heard that too about like Arizona. People say like, "Oh, it's so hot, you don't even need a fucking stove to cook eggs. You just put that shit on the floor." And I'm like,
pretty much.
"Yeah, but still, you're cooking on the floor, so that's disgusting. Who the fuck would do that?"
All right, this kind of bring me back
It's a
to
figure of speech.
this old cartoon I used to watch. It was on Nick Jr. It was the little bear that he would go hang out with his grandma and shit in a cabin. I don't know if anybody can remember that shit. It was on Nick Jr. It was the old school ones from like the 90s all the way to the early 2000s. And they had an episode where they got shut in from the winter. And I know for a fact you can't do this now due to global warming and air pollution. But in this made-up universe and probably the time period this is based on, you could probably have done this because the water was a little bit more clean coming from the skies. But they basically made ice cream by pouring milk. They made a little hole in the ice. Basically, they poured the milk in with a cup. They put some like chocolate and shit, mixed it all up with like a little batter, and they just put the ice over it for like a day. And then for afternoon lunch, they had like actual ice cream shit that they were munching on. That was like
ice cream shits.
Yeah, it kind of looked like ice cream shits the way they drew it. But the point is, you were able to make natural ice cream just from the water and the ice around you that will form if you had the proper molds. I wouldn't do that now just because air pollution, you end up getting like all types of mercury poison. I wouldn't recommend it.
YOLO.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I'm looking over here in the Facebook chat, by the way, too. Chris Laurie is saying, over here only says McDonald's is amazing, so now I look like a fat ass talking about myself with McDonald's. But no, he said no loss there, fuck McDonald's. Did we bring up something with McDonald's? And did someone talk shit? Did I miss something? Because I'm not going to have much disrespect.
the Jet was bringing up that she got her thing from McDonald's.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, here's the thing, though. At least McDonald's will actually be nice enough to actually give you fucking, free refills on their soda and shit. Okay, most places don't even fucking do that. Goddamn Wendy's, I had to buy a soda
that
each
all the time.
No, Wendy's
Yeah,
doesn't do that.
you get free refills at Wendy's.
Yeah.
If you go in, you can just keep refilling your shit.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
they literally have
last
it where
time I
they
took
give
my
you the
mom
cup
there.
and point you to the place. I'm like, hey, there's the free refills.
Literally over here they don't. Because I literally just went there like a month ago, and like I got mad because my mom wanted a refill on some fucking Coke. Who she didn't even like finish it. I had to pay for it.
Did you get a meal?
No. Well, you had to make it a meal to get the free fucking soda?
Some places are different. Sometimes when you get meals, you get free refills.
That's such bullshit. That's fucking ridiculous. JP's watching JoJo Part 5, by the way, and Dr. Stone. 2 big shows that are happening right now. I know DJ Miles is doing reviews for those. Is there any reason why we have not watched that at all, Jet? The JoJo or Dr. Stone?
You're always busy.
Well, okay, I am always busy, but we did watch fucking Bleach yesterday, or the day before yesterday. So come on, what's up with that? Like, I want to watch JoJo. I want to see what the fuck's going on. Let's like.
You're the one that said I don't want to start with all these different shows because I can't remember people's names.
Why the fuck is that my voice? By the way, I don't sound like that.
I didn't start this one.
Adrian, I don't want to shit.
I am the law.
You sound like the most Xanax Sylvester Stallone I ever fucking heard, Alan.
Hey man, you don't know what he does on his off days.
Shit, that was early 80s when the heroin kicked in.
Ruth said, just says one bad word about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. We're fighting. And then apparently AEW's going on right now. Hey, Chad, if there's something really big happening with AEW, let me know. I know there's another bit of wrestling news that we're not going to talk about today, but apparently Jeff Hardy just got caught for drinking or being on drugs again for the 50th
That's
time.
my boy.
That's why I don't like that motherfucker, because I don't know why.
Turn up.
I hate to be judgmental and I hate to talk shit to you specifically, Ganja, but it's like one of those things where I get... I look, I'm fucking up. It's alright. It's alright.
Yo, you put some wings on that one.
Fuck you, bitch.
That shit sounds like a fucking Pokemon that's like a fairy type.
No, but like this is why I get mad at like man. Look, stoners are cool. Like it's fine. Okay, y'all have your life. Whatever. I'm not gonna talk shit. But at the same time,
come on, there's some assholes.
No, but most of the time though, like even with stand-up comedians, whatever, it's like when you have a thing where it's like, no, weed's not addictive. It's just a fucking thing. It's totally cool. But yet you put your career on a line like again every single fucking year. It's like, dude, kind of annoying. Like I really can't stand that, apparently this is not a big hardcore drug, but yet people will destroy their fucking lives over weed or drinking. It's like, they're the same fucking thing. If you're going to be mad about drunk people, you should be mad about stoners too. So I'm judging your ass, Ganja. I'm judging you. Okay,
I would make the argument for stoners. It's more the laws that make it more unhealthy for us. But I get what you're saying when you say other drugs like alcohol and shit like that.
Mm-hmm. God damn it. No, but, anyways, yeah, but anime, I know people are talking about this stuff a lot here. I don't know who Mighty Dio Brando is. Apparently, it's another person in JJ.
He's the villain of JoJo.
Yeah,
okay. I was about to ask, is like the cousin of Marlon Brando or some shit, like second, third cousin, front actor, some shit.
Exactly,
well, no, I actually thought was Diavolo was a bad guy, or didn't he just barely show up?
Who?
Diavolo. He's a bad guy in JoJo. I thought
I don't
so.
watch the show. I was making a joke about Marlon Brando. What makes you think I watch JoJo?
No, I was talking to you though, ass wipe. I was talking to Jet. I thought she knew, but I don't know how far she is into
Well,
the
stuff in
series.
my fucking face.
Y'all suck at this, by the
Yeah,
way.
you need to specify a little more. I thought you were still talking to me. Man.
I mean, he was clearly talking to Jet.
I'll put the target on me. I'll admit it, but that's because I thought I had the mic still.
Well, you
man.
do have the mic. You have it now. Keep talking.
I'm gonna
Oh Lord.
just for you, Diaz.
But Fight for Fallen is apparently a show that's going to be donating to the victims of gun violence charities. I will say, it's cool that AEW is doing that, but I don't want them to like. I feel like sometimes people do that, even video game companies or whatever. We're like, oh, we're doing this for the charity of this fucking thing, and they keep doing that. It's like, don't make me like have to give you a good review just because like, oh, well, the purpose behind it's so nice and great for the victims or whatever. But the show wasn't sucky, even though it was. It's like, man, they better do a good show too, because I'm telling you, ain't the time to be fucking like being the nicest people out there when they're competing against WWE. So what the fuck, man? But God, one of these days I want to talk about wrestling. I really want like Aaron Gomez. Who's Rojo and Ruthless. I want to talk about wrestling with y'all when no one else is around because I know Ganja and Allen.
He wants to hold y'all hand and just whisper seductively into y'all.
Yeah, too bad you don't have a wrestling show anymore.
No, okay. Why do you keep bringing that up?
It does seem like he has enough people to where he can get a brand new cast.
Some sort of hangout.
Not including me. Probably not including Ganja. Maybe Alan.
He literally straight up said not me, so nah.
I don't know. Maybe including Alan.
Oh, by the way, since
Maybe
Alan wants to
including
put
some other people from the chat. Who knows if they're interested? Who knows?
I like how Alan over here put the target on himself yet again. But dude, you tried to do the ringside hangout just one night. You're like, hey, man, I can teach you, Nick. I can go in here no problem and do the show. It ain't that hard. Fuck you, man. Blah, blah. And then you couldn't even last watching the whole wrestling show.
That literally never fucking happened. By the way,
are you serious? I will call Trey right now and bring him in this fucking
Trey
call.
doesn't know his own name.
What? Exactly, dumbass. That deserved the silence. That deserved the silence. Yeah, I like how Ganja. Oh, Ganja's gone now. Shit. Wow, this show is just fucking boom, 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 just fucking breaking in pieces, isn't it? But it's all right.
Anyway,
It's okay. We're a broken family anyway.
Madman Mars, aka Gary Eakin, which hi Gary, nice to see you in here. He's saying that he did a whole horror movie marathon watch party last night. He's been doing that for a long time, actually, like the last few days. And I gotta tell you, man,
I was gonna jump in a couple of them, but it was late as fuck, and I was tired.
Yeah, but no, it's really cool that you're doing that though, man. Oh, Kirk saying, what did Dave do now? Alan's new name is Dave. Can I show that picture, Dave or Alan?
Hey, what? No, my name is Dave. Get it right.
Can I show that picture or no?
Yeah. Oh wait, no.
David?
Yeah, go ahead, because like that photo, yeah, that's just me getting caught in a fucking monsoon that came out of nowhere.
Yeah, he's in the 90s. Our old co-host that was on the show before, he wrote a whole like backstory for his Instagram picture over here. He says, my last dinner date went well. As you can see in my profile picture, only interested in squirters and redheads. Swipe right and I'll be there to dive in your ocean. Which, I gotta tell you, that is something that you would probably say.
No, it isn't actually. None of that.
You're not gonna believe this shit. My internet just cut off like a motherfucker. I hate the rains.
Well, actually, it's raining over there at Alan's house too. You can tell by looking at Alan's face over here. It's raining women all over.
Oh, dude, it was so annoying. Because as soon as I get off work, I was talking with a buddy of mine, and it's raining a little bit, not too big of a deal. I was like, okay, we're gonna literally across the street. We go to the bus stop. There's the fucking shelter, so we'll be fine, right? We're waiting at the crosswalk, and it just starts picking up, and like we're out there for like not even 3 seconds, and it just turns into a fucking monsoon and soaked head to toe.
Wow, man. I like.
Okay, Dave, do work, Dave.
And Dave over here is like, I can't keep calling you Dave. That's gonna throw.
Yeah, you can. Literally, that's like my go-to name after Alan. Is Dave.
Wet Alan, that's your new name. Wet Alan over here is talking about like it's so annoying when all these girls are just squirting all over me and making my whole head wet. Oh my god, the forecast is disgusting. JP saying Trey killed Adam and I. Fuck him. Also invite JP to go watch some anime. That's the thing, like, when we watch anime, it's usually, like, 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm editing, and I need something on to be on the background or whatever, so that's when we usually watch that stuff, but if we do something, like, for the after hours, like, JP, you'll be the first person to know if we can do some anime, man, especially because I want to see, like, what you're watching, too. I know you got some pretty good taste in anime, or, I mean, Jet, I'll have you judge that. Do you think JP has good taste in anime?
I think his taste is pretty okay.
Never forget Captain Frog.
Or Bo.
Mhm.
Yeah, the thing with Bobo and Captain Frog, those are shows you should probably watch by yourself. They're not bad, but they take so long to get actually good that it's a waste of time to watch it with other people.
Really? Okay. But that's the thing too, like JoJo. I mean, and that's really confusing, like how they do this episodes. Because apparently right now it's part 5, but it's episode 38 this week. Or I think we just passed 38. But it's like even with that, why is it like part 5? Like there's like so many, like in TV shows like season 1, episode 2, season 3, episode 4.
Dude, think of season and instead of season, it's part.
Oh, that's really all it is.
Plus, they go
all.
into a different, like they focus on different people, like in each parts too.
Okay, because I was wondering if it was like separated by arc, like you know what I mean, like how Hunter x Hunter is, but they don't really like name it. They don't give it a numeric value. They just say like arc this, episode that.
Yeah, it's different from JoJo in that regard. Like Hunter x Hunter just goes straight into different arcs, while still like you're still with the characters you know, but with JoJo you're going in with possibly new complete characters in those parts.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
From what little I know, it's kind of like American Horror Story, where it's almost an anthology every part. I know sometimes things cross over, but like, not necessarily you could jump in on whatever part because you still need to watch. But it's like the stories aren't like so intertwined that it's like you need to know every detail from the previous part. They tend to be somewhat standalone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but anyways, so here's the thing: we're gonna start getting into our topics and whatnot, and we might be kind of quick with today's show. I got things I have to do, and at the same point, we want to enjoy after hours while we can, because who knows when Rapid's gonna be dead. Sometime this week, I am gonna for sure, like before, I've been saying, oh, we all are eventually gonna be doing this thing. We're gonna try out Discord. I know for sure by Tuesday will learn Discord, and we should be good in case something happens. I'm pretty sure Alan, you'll be there too to help me out.
Yeah, I'll help you because I've been practicing a little bit around. I know Ruthless knows Discord better than most, so we'll probably have to text him at some point.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
but
we're gonna hang out with him soon, so we'll see if ask him to help us out. One thing I want to say though is if I'll help out with Discord, and I'd love to help you guys out. If Zeus ain't constantly fucking with my goddamn internet, you don't know the jerry rig setup I had to do right now to get internet.
really? Yeah.
I have my phone connected through a USB because I don't have a Wi-Fi connector for this, so it's going through my phone connected to my Wi-Fi right now.
Holy shit, man. Are you going to yell at your cable company after this, or your internet company?
I don't know if it's my cable company. It could just be the weather.
Oh, yeah.
Yell like God.
God or, XL Energies. I don't know who's fucking up right now.
JP wants us to talk about the Area 51 bullshit. Is that on the docket? Or
Yo, son, I'm going to join the fucking Naruto Brigade.
I'm going to have you guys discuss this. I don't know shit about it. I'm going to be honest. Look,
okay.
I know this is going to make me get some hate, but I'm completely above this stupid bullshit. So.
Oh, no, don't worry. You should be completely above. Basically, long story short, for a bit, I don't know what the fuck's going on. For some convoluted, stupid fucking reason, a bunch of internet morons are basically want to bum rush Area 51 in efforts to actually try to get inside and find the quote-unquote aliens or alien tech that they have hidden in there.
We're gonna clap those cheeks. We're gonna clap those cheeks.
And it's become this crazy internet sensation where it's like, oh, we want to go in to get the alien tech, to figure out all the crazy space tech. And then it's devolved, because it's the internet, into having sex with the aliens that are trapped there. It's this giant, like, everyone's like, oh man, we're gonna have strategy, we're gonna get guns, we're gonna bum rush Area 51. And I don't fucking get where this started. Ruthless, for some fucking reason, invited me to the page. I don't know why. I'm not gonna go down there.
So
Y'all are fucking nuts.
memes.
The memes are hilarious. But
they're not. Here's the thing, and I gotta put this out there too. It's not hilarious. Everyone likes to just jump on the newest, like, whatever the fuck meme joke there is. I'm sorry, I know lots of people watching this right now probably think this shit's hilarious. It's not. What the fuck is wrong with people that want to do this shit? Like,
nobody's gonna do it. That's the fucking thing about this hilarious. No one's going down there.
I'm gonna jump in as somebody who represents the people that find this hilarious and that's actually supporting people to go to do this.
Oh,
shit.
you motherfucker!
Because one, I've always been an alien fanatic at heart, and I've had to drop it as I got older, and I realized if they did come, it don't matter because they ain't did shit, and it was a long time ago before we have a chance to affect, and if they do come, it'll be long gone before they have any actual real implications on us anyways. So when it comes to like this, this is like a kid curiosity with it, that I want to see if any of that shit's real, just to be like all giddy and stuff. And second of all, I want to see all these autistic nerds who don't leave the house or have the most like minimum any type of physical activity. My job requires more physical activity than what they do in their daily life, and I'm just walking around a goddamn airport half the time. And one of the things I want to see is their asses straight Naruto running down these fucking sandstorm, rugged terrain and shit. I want to see the different people like doing cosplay and whatnot, trying to bum rush these gates. And honestly, I'm a little bit fucking an asshole with this. I kind of want to see someone get shot because I want to see.
No, okay. Nobody's gonna go down there. Plus, they have like what? Like I think Ruthless thought a number 1.5 million people rising join the fucking page. Not even a percent of those fucking people. Like, there's gonna be like 3 people maybe. And
What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen?
It's not gonna happen.
If people do show up, they're gonna go right along the borderline. You might have a few crazies that might get a little bit closer, and the police are gonna have to ride up to some degree. But it's just gonna be this big old fucking Bond party with a bunch of alien fanatics, probably dressed up in their best fucking cosplay outfit they bring for sci-fi cons. Someone's gonna use mushrooms and peyote and start smoking weed out there. It's just gonna turn into a party for whatever hours there's allowed to be there, and that's all it's gonna be. I see this either as 2 things. One, a dumbass meme troll page where people are just making fun of the dumbest things in society and trying to put them against the federal government because we all have this idea now of rising up and revolting down to the point that motherfuckers want to stage a run-in on Area 51. And 2, it's just, honestly, I think it's just dumb fun humor for the memers to get shit out and to have a day.
That's all it is, because like everyone's down to run Area 51 until Jimmy takes one to the chest. I said that weeks ago, and I still stand by it.
I still say, like, till someone gets shot, it doesn't have to be a bullet. Like, just a beanbag to the chest. As soon as Carl gets hit by that, he's down, and everyone else is gonna come right back to the line.
Okay.
I mean, to be fair, like, if you had even 10,000 people rushing the gates, yeah, they have high-powered military weapons.
Curse that someone gonna get their bunghole fingered on that day.
Yeah. But, like, let's say they had 10,000 people rushing the gates. Like, yeah, they have high-powered weapons and 50 cals, all that jazz. But, like, if they manage to get to the gates, they could probably do some damage.
Hold on. Ruthless,
is true?
Is this, like, confirmed news that's talking about
Yeah,
this?
yeah, the government responded to it. They said, don't try your luck or don't test your luck or some shit. Like, the feds actually responded to this bullshit.
No, and the people deserve it. Like, that's the thing. Is like, I'm getting sick of that shit where...
I hope it happens.
God, it's not gonna happen, man.
Oh man, I know now.
We can't even get like we're having trouble. We're setting something up for like a couple months to go somewhere else. We can barely get that going with like 25 people.
Yeah, don't doubt the stupidity of
people.
One, Facebook.
I'm not down their stupidity.
2, people's needless need to go to massive mobile actions that affect them personally as individuals, whereas this is just going to be all alien lovers and people that have been probably studying this for years who might have a little bit of a suicidal mentality where like, I'm going to Area 51 if I die, bro. And if enough of them go, this is going to be a fun shit show for everyone who's watching.
No, but it's just one of those things where people like I feel like people just forget that there's so many people online that are actually crazy, and it's like when you do a big thing like this and you're kind of like building this up, there's people that are going to be like, yes, let's get them. There's people that actually believe that there's aliens that are raping human beings and trying to like stick fucking tubes inside of our asses to like take something out of us to build more humans or whatever the fuck. Like there's people that believe this shit, so it's like, you know, why even do something like this? Like, it's gonna, you know what's gonna happen? They're gonna blame it all on the government. When someone finally gets fucking shot for going too goddamn far, it's be like, how did you shoot that mentally handicapped person? That was so fucked up. It's like, you're the fucking reason. You're the problem. It's not. It's not a joke.
Look,
again, the government responds. I'm not gonna be like, oh, that was harmful. Like, why did they do that? Motherfuckers were gonna storm Area 51. They knew what was up.
Look, it's one of those things. I don't underestimate the stupidity of the internet. I underestimate the organization of a random keyboard warrior. Like, you could do all the memes you fucking want. Nobody's gonna sit there and pay however much like money it costs to fly to fucking in the middle of fucking nowhere just to bum rush a fucking military facility. That, hey, spoiler alert, aliens have never landed on Earth, and anything in Area 51 is just untested flight equipment. That's what's been there for 50 fucking years.
How do you know?
What do you mean? How do you know?
Everything
that's ever come out of there, from the fucking images to the fucking things, have always been UFOs. Hey, guess what? UFO just literally means unidentified flying objects, and a lot of the things that come out of there are just untested shit. We've seen the fucking planes that land. Like, we know that it's just untested military fucking equipment that they have to keep in a specific place. Or it's just a fucking staging ground because it's so popular that they just leave it there for the actual fake one that's probably either hidden underground or somewhere else.
That aluminum.
Fuck Roswell.
It wasn't just a weather balloon.
Crack addicts.
You need to think, Alan. You need to expand your mind and help me encourage these dummies to go rush Area 51.
No,
there's nothing there.
And on top of this, too, the way you even bring it up, Alan, like, well, you know, there's nothing there anyway, so people are not going to do this. Who has enough money to do this? Let's not forget that, like, 2 years ago, I think it was 2 years ago, I'm probably wrong in that sense, someone correct me, but this fucking rapper, by the way, like, rappers, I know they have money, but they have a lot of money.
Fuck
and
that motherfucker.
I know,
Yo,
let me talk
shout out to
first.
BRB for showing us what the globe looks like,
no,
bro.
fuck that motherfucker.
Explode that real ideology, son.
Guys, Chat, did you see this? Did you see? I literally just tried to even get the first sentence out there, and both of you motherfuckers, shut the fuck up! God damn it!
Much
Don't even know
fun
what
right
the
now,
fuck's going on.
I'm fucking mad at that motherfucker.
Jeez. We don't even know why you hate him yet. Jesus
I
Christ.
know who he is. Fuck you, B.O.B.
But people don't know. God damn
I know.
it. So here's the thing: is that this fucking guy B.O.B. And yes, rappers do have a lot of money, but yeah, in comparison, they have a lot of money in comparison to regular people, right? But like this dude, just being a rapper and that's it, has enough money to fucking apparently buy this like weird flying device to prove that the Earth is flat. He said he's gonna fucking go around the entire Earth or the whole world or whatever to show that like scientists are wrong, NASA's wrong, everybody's wrong, that the fucking world is actually flat. So now, Alan, go ahead. Rip him new asshole. That's why you fucking hate this guy. And by the way, too, like the reason why I even brought this up in the first place is because of the fact that like people like him can do this. Imagine how many other people have money from like having rich parents or a fucking huge investment thingy. You know, it's like I don't know, man.
This is okay, but this isn't something as like, oh, let's go to a convention in San Diego because we have money to throw around. These motherfuckers want to essentially invade a fucking army base. Like that's not something like you need organization. That's something guerrilla tactical groups do with years of training. This is just a meme that's gone out of control. And the best case scenario is you're just gonna fucking get like God just said, a bunch of people that are just gonna party like as far from Area 51 as legally allowed. That's literally like that to me is the best case scenario of what's actually gonna happen. Worst case scenario is literally no one shows up because guess what? It's easy to talk about this shit, but B.O.B. is not a functional like sane human being. He is stupid and nuts and just happens to have a lot of money. A lot of people, the people that are joining this stuff that actually like think this is a good idea are just nuts and barely have the fucking money or clout to do it. So it's like I don't think anything's gonna happen.
On top of it too, just doing a GoFundMe. There's people that don't have a lot of money. People are making like less than $600 a month that are donating to this. So like, people that are making this happen are people with a very low income. It's like it's not just him. It's this fucking world, the stupid meme-full world of just like. Wouldn't it be crazy if the fucking Earth actually is flat, bro? It's like, it's not fucking funny, dude. Like, it's, like, I know that you and Ganja are enjoying this, but, like, you get mad about the flat Earth thing. How are you not, like, ripping your hair out over this fucking Area 51?
Because I know nothing's gonna fucking happen and it's gonna get forgotten in, like, 6 months.
The reason I'm not so upset about Area 51, like I sometimes get with Flat Earth and other conspiracy theories we deal with, is this has a set date. So once that day rolls over, it happens or it doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whereas it's not a continuing ideology like Flat Earth is fucking trying to be. Like Flat Earth is trying to be taught in schools. There's no Area 51 Russian education class in 5th grade.
And again, like I said, when I said 6 months, 3 months until September, and it's September 20th. As soon as that happens, then everyone's gonna forget about it and be like, "Hey, last year, 2 years ago, on the 20th of September, remember when this meme happened?" Like, it's just gonna be that.
Alien cheeks get clapped every day.
See, you're laughing because that's half the memes now.
No, but
yeah,
I
it's
imagine
just turning to
Ruthless
people
saying
with. No, for real. It's just turned to people with like extreme virginity, just dreaming of fucking these like aliens and just clapping these cheeks.
Like the Zoe Saldana, it's like the aliens are getting the on my way text on the 20th. Like, it's just, again, it's like I know nothing's gonna happen. I know there's not gonna be any fight or anything like that. But one of my favorite things was someone like printed out like a map and they put like their battle formations. So they're like the Naruto runners, the anti-vax kids.
Oh, I really listed as the Naruto runner brigade. So if I disappear on that day, y'all know where I'm at.
Naruto runners, and then the other guys, it's like the smart people that are gonna sneak in safely. It's like people just, again, it's just one of those things like, let's storm the White House. Like, we know it's not gonna fucking happen.
Yeah, no. Matthew in the chat, Matthew Bedard saying NASA needs to live stream space.
They do all the time.
That would be actually kind of cool.
What are you talking? Like, that's what the flat Earth has bugged me so much. Like, well, I wish NASA would show a real live Earth of image. Like, they do it all the fucking time. You are just up your own ass and assume everything's a lie.
Maybe they're not up their own ass. Maybe the aliens are up their ass.
Gotta stop probing yourself, man. Stop probing your mind.
Aliens have never landed on Earth.
I think more interesting than just Area 51 in general, a bigger mystery that I'm concerned about is just how the fuck do we get through such a weird conversation without Jet saying a goddamn thing? Because she would run all the way with this. She would run all the way with this, but no. Jet, what do you think about this? Just before you even get the fuck on.
Well. I mean, let's be honest here. There's nothing at Area 51.
Okay, see,
Thank
and
you.
that's another thing too.
You
I
know
disagree
why?
with all y'all, but go ahead.
Why?
Because that's a fucking smokescreen. You think they're actually going to still keep everything at Area 51? And not
I mean,
move
she's not
everything?
wrong.
That is true. Yeah, what if they go over there to it? And the reason why they have people not want to go over there is because when they find out when they run through the fucking walls, there's actually no walls there. It's just a
My
book.
thing, like, even if at Jet's point, even if they're like it's still a facility that houses stuff, you really think they're gonna leave the spaceship still in the hangar? Like, they're not gonna move that to the underground part everyone
That's
talks
true.
about?
Yeah, that's most likely what's gonna happen. You have the first layer that has all the whatever the hell, because that's what's it, and then you go in, you go one level or two levels, and it's basically just gonna be the quarters for the people that are working there, and then like again, there was a video game. For
Even
the
if you store the place, yo, I got a stapler from Area 51.
yeah, too bad I lost 4 of my friends.
And also, like, I mean, like, do you honestly think like we're truly alone in this universe? I don't think so.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
I'm-
aliens are real, 100%. I believe wholeheartedly aliens are real. I just don't believe aliens have ever landed on Earth.
Because I mean, like, the thing is, the Men in Black thing, that shit's true. Like, it's 100% true.
I know Will
Sure.
Smith is out there just like chasing criminals down, and they're jumping around buildings and shit. Yeah, I totally agree with that. What the fuck are you talking about?
Men in Black is real.
Are you talking about like the
There are
unsolved version of it, like where it's just a bunch of like bald men in suits and they're like extra tall and shit? Those dudes?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
alright.
also Will Smith too.
I got one.
What?
What?
One that I used to really believe in a lot until I started realizing there's some strong racial subtext to it, was the ancient aliens. The only reason I said there's a strong racial subtext to it is most of the countries that they try to say like got advanced technology, quote unquote, are societies that are more like, I guess you would say, of darker complexion. And anytime like they comes to like European stuff, it was always portrayed as advice or they got helped. Like the Egyptians are always portrayed in a different light when you get to the ancient alien stuff, like the actual like real source. The show tends to do it in more of a non-biased way, but if the actual theories really goes in heavy and talking about like, oh, these primitive people didn't have the technology for that. So okay, so you're just gonna assume that shit?
Well, no, okay, because I think you're just putting on bias the idea that it's racial. I think it's more the sense of like when you look at the Egyptians versus other cultures around that time, it's like they, like even though that the Egyptians were probably the most pinnacle they were still very primitive compared to things that came out like thousands of fucking years later. So it's like it makes sense that it's like the earlier you go back, the more help quote unquote aliens would have given to early primitive compared to what would have happened thousands of years later. That's always one of the theories.
I like to think of the whole Mass Effect thing when it comes to this.
What Mass Effect thing when it comes?
Okay,
to
so
this?
Jack, explain
Yeah.
the Mass Effect.
Yeah, I'm very curious.
So basically, humans basically just got into like the whole like council of aliens and shit like that. The thing is, they could have like progressed further. The thing is, we fucked up our Earth so much that we progressed at such a slower rate than everybody else.
Yeah.
That's
Wow,
basically
that
it.
reminds me of the Double Toasted YouTube channel.
No, because what happened? What are the theories of why we would see actually different species or different planets that have higher technology than us? Is the Dark Ages? By the way, fun fact: when the Catholics decided to attack the Holy Land, and we go through the Dark Ages, where science was heresy for 800 years. In that 800 years, like if we didn't have the Dark Ages, we probably would have been colonizing Mars and the Moon and most of our solar system, because that's 800 years of development in science and technology, which would have led us way further.
Those are the aliens they think is at Area 51, by the way.
What's up?
Those are the aliens they think are at Area 51, by the way.
I hated that shit ever since I was a kid. I'm like, why would a secret military base be all over the news and have video games?
I'm
and
coming to
movies about it?
Saris.
Jesus Christ, any fucking way. So that would make sense. Like again, we have been searching for 100 years. We've been sending out radio signals to all over in a 360 way. In 100 light years, in a fucking 360, we have not interacted with any planets that have any form of life, which means
Well,
that any sort of
That's because we're the bad neighborhood of the universe.
no, that again, any sort of fucking alien species that lives outside of that 100 light year bubble, in order to actually visit Earth, would have to transcend time and space to such a crazy degree that they would break every known law of physics we have, which would mean undetectable if they were able to actually get here.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I completely lost y'all fucking nerds. Like, I'm sorry, but like, this is not real. Like the Mass Effect.
Aliens are real, yeah. What are you talking about?
No, they are, but it's like all these.
No,
like,
Mass Effect
nerds.
isn't real. But the thing is, it is possible The aliens are out there, but they've seen us and they're just like, yeah, you guys fucked yourselves up. I mean, like, we really don't want to get involved with you guys because
None of that. They got tired of clapping our cheeks in the 60s.
Not necessarily, because it's one of those theories that of actual growth when it comes to society is that we go along the same ideas. Like any sort of alien race, like even if they're completely drastically different than us, would have still gone through the basics of what we went through. Probably not the same time, but enough there. So it's like you looking at an ant colony. It's like ants, like, yeah, you might not understand the architecture there, but ants, even though they're primitive, build incredibly sophisticated ecosystems. So it's like, as much as you like watching an anthill or some kids like kicking it, it's like you're still interested in, yeah, you're still interested in an anthill existing.
To end off on the philosophical spectrum of it all, Kirk is saying, "What if we're the aliens?" I think we are. Like we're
I mean, we
alien
can
is
be
not,
aliens.
well, alien's not even a name of a certain creature. Really, an alien is just like something that's been alienated from whatever it's going. Like it's not there. Like that's where the word alien comes from.
It's usually something foreign.
Yeah, so it's like technically, like I'm Mexican, I'm alien. Like I'm not even supposed to be here. So it is what it is. Like, you know. So I mean, like I don't know, man. I feel like everyone's
And technically, I came from Mars and no one actually noticed.
And who's
No, I noticed. I would
say,
explain all your weird shit.
And who's not to say too, by the way, that this is not the cockroach like place. Like cockroaches are around when dinosaurs are around.
About that.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like you know, praise be the cockroaches. Like this is their land.
No, fuck them.
Oh, did you hear about the fact that cockroaches are now not being killed by that fucking spray?
Yeah. They're developing an immunity to it.
You guys are learning too much.
It's actually it's actually a very funny thing is that it happens on bacteria on a small scale. That's why you have to take multiple different antibiotics to make sure you can actually kill the bacteria, because they develop resistance to it. What you call cockroaches are so heavily resistant to just about anything, including radiation, that they're just surviving long enough to actually become resistant to the rays and all the various bugs, pesticides we actually use against them, which means we need to develop more powerful ones.
So where'd you guys learn about this? Where'd you guys learn about this?
I
need to know.
It was
why? So you can eat them? Like,
you know, who knows, man?
It sounds like that's the only viable option to kill them now.
Yeah, you gotta eat them and take their protein so they don't get stronger and bigger. You know.
Actually, funny enough, eating them would actually solve this problem a lot, because you wouldn't have a situation in which they develop resistance. You would basically be wiping them out.
So, well,
looks like it's all out now.
Do you guys? By the way, if you cooked the cockroach, do you think it would be like almost like eating lobster or whatever? Like, would it be actually edible and tasty?
Well, I mean, some cockroaches actually do have like meat in them. You just snap them and then just.
I wouldn't necessarily say it's tasty, but like you can, again, it's just a weird type of meat. It's like you have to do some stuff. Like I don't know if you'd ever be able to prepare it. Oh, I love this movie Snowpiercer, but one of the things they do for the poor people is they feed these protein bars, and you're like, oh, what the fuck are these protein bars? Whatever the fuck. You go like halfway through the fucking movie, and they go into like the vat where they create it. And the main character and this dude that draws everything and writes everything down, they look into this vat that makes the protein bars, and it's just cockroaches. So they've been just basically like grinding up all the cockroaches and feeding it to the poor people. And looks at the dude, goes, "Don't write this down. Nobody can know." And they just walk away.
But even like the same thing goes, like even currently, like they have like these chocolate bars that half of the ingredients is actually crushed up crickets.
Yeah. I said that shit to the chat. Jed's fucking favorite meal. That shit at my candy store. Fucking threw me off.
Yeah, apparently people are saying it tastes
I guess
delicious.
we do have to eat them. I told you the secret's out. Basically, we've been fighting the cockroach for a long time, and guess what? We've been needing to eat them. I've been trying to show you guys an example. So look what you guys are doing now. You guys have made them stronger by basically using these fucking chemicals on them and stuff like that. They soak them up, and now the only viable option actually is to eat them.
There you go, Alan. And this is why, and by the way, people, this conversation right now is the whole reason why that tonight we're going to be watching Arachnophobia in the after hours. So
no,
Alan
we're not.
can
We're never watching that movie.
Yeah, we're going to do it.
Okay,
Yeah.
you have to choose really quick. You have to choose either Arachnophobia or the one scene on the first Creepshow movie where that guy dies in the room and cockroaches come out of his fucking skin.
How about neither?
No, you have to choose one.
No, I don't.
I just made the rules. I'm your boss, motherfucker. You want to get fired?
I quit.
Shit. Ganja?
I'm so glad. Can I take his position now?
What position is that? You barely
Doggy style.
Stupid ass.
Please, let's actually start the show.
Yeah, we haven't even started the show yet. Jesus Christ, this is not even. We were planning on talking about this. Anyways, Nintendo Switch. Speaking of cockroaches, doesn't even make any fucking sense. Apparently, gonna have a Nintendo Switch Lite, which, by the way, I enjoy the fact that they didn't like build this up like a Nintendo Direct or anything. It just came up one day. I just woke up and it's like, oh shit, a new Switch. Holy crap. How long do you think this was actually in development, Alan?
Honestly, it's one of those things where Nintendo, every company does this, but what Nintendo likes to do is they'll release one iteration of it, and then they'll do kind of an iteration like they did this with the 3DS. We're like, hey, the 3DS is a powerful system, everyone loves it. Oh, people don't like 3D, but some people do. We're gonna release the 2DS, which has the same functionality, it just doesn't have the 3D portion, and we're gonna price it cheaper. So it's like, hey, if you don't like if you don't like 3D, you get the 2DS. It runs all the same games, everything there. This was probably made along the same lines. Like this was probably made like as the Switch was finished. Like, hey, eventually, like people just want the handheld because China, Japan, they love the fucking handhelds. Like that handhelds are super big over there. So like, you know what? North Americans, they like their TV. Japan, they like their handhelds. So let's do a handheld portion for the people that just want to use this while they're on the bus or waiting, whatever the fuck. And yeah, here's a really, really good hand. It's basically like a bigger version of the Vita.
Yeah, no, pretty much. And I really like it, man. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's a good idea. I just feel like for $100 cheaper, I think it's still expensive, man. I don't think that's a pretty good price.
I think it's a really good price because it's like it's $100 cheaper, which means it's gonna eventually go down because that's how technology works. So like it's already $100 cheaper, and yeah, if you're in a situation where it's like, hey, I don't play at home, like me, I have a Switch. I don't ever plan to take it out. But if I do, it's like, hey, if I had to say fuck it and get one, like that'd be cool. But like it being $100 cheaper, it's the same thing with the 2DS. It's like I had a 3DS, but if I didn't, I'd totally buy a 2DS. It's like the same thing, but cheaper, and I don't have to worry about the 3D. And same thing with the Switch. It's like, yeah, the Switch is a really good console, especially when you're like handheld. Like you can play any it basically says any game that supports handheld mode can support on there, which is almost every game. I can't think of a single game that only requires a TV. Like Breath of the Wild, Smash Bros. They released a bunch of games there. Wolfenstein, all the games that you can play there, it can work on there, so it's almost every single game.
Jet, what are you feeling about this? Do you think that this is something that somebody even like me can actually buy for just $100 cheaper? Or you think like, you know what? Why even do this when you can just get the Switch for $100 more?
I mean, some people just really want to play certain games that like right when they come out, and this is probably the best bet for them. Personally, I already have a Switch, so there's no way I'm gonna get this like at all. But like, I mean, if you need like, let's say you still want to play the Switch, and basically you still need that $100 because you want to buy like another game with it. I mean, it cancels out.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'm looking at stuff like this. This is Dead Cells, I believe. Yeah, I can't tell the difference between Dead Cells and Bloodstain anymore. And I love both games, but it's like, holy shit, it looks so similar. But yeah, like, just games like that. Inside is showing right now too. Games like Doom, really simple stuff. I think like, yeah, that'd be way cool.
Most games, like I honestly would like, because they said any game that supports handheld. I'd have to actually look up what game actually support handheld. Other than the impression any game on the Switch supported handheld.
You know, I'm kind of curious. I'm gonna look this up actually. I know it's like I should have had this, prepared, but yeah, my bad. About plus to Nintendo. Wow. Nintendo Switch games that do not support handheld.
Yes, and I think it's definitely one of those things where it's like there are a lot of things like I still find it weird. I guess that it's like it doesn't support TV mode at all, but I think they're doing that just to help with the battery life and the screen. But the screen's also smaller, so it's like if I never had a Switch, I don't even know if I would get this. But that's just me because I don't really like playing games handheld. Generally the 3DS, Vita, and this look way better because they have dedicated controls. But I fucking hate playing games on my phone. I fucking hate the controls. I think the controls are god awful.
Yeah, over here it says Switch games that don't support handheld is Just Dance, any version of Just Dance, Fitness Boxing, the Labo, which by the way, Labo, whatever the fuck was, that died. Like that was.
Oh yeah, of course. I think it was like the fucking weird like AR.
Oh no, that didn't die at all. That's popular as fuck in Japan.
In Japan, yeah. But over here, I've never seen one. Like literally, physically, I've never seen one like in my face.
I've only ever seen. Yeah, I've seen them in the stores. That's it. I mean, I guess that makes sense then. The games make perfect sense. So it's like, there's what, 2 games in the entire fucking catalog that don't work?
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to buy Ganja because he gets this face like when the joke lands, and I was the only one who laughed. There's like 4 of us in here. I'm the only one who laughed, and he just looked like, oh, I got him. I funny. You motherfucker. Stop laughing.
I hear what was
motherfucker.
But Alan, yeah, like you said, man, no, you're right, dude. There's really nothing in here that doesn't support handheld except for these games. And here's the thing too, because it says Switch games that aren't as convenient, which by the way, that counts as much as like don't even do this, because if I'm gonna play a game, it's gonna be less convenient playing it without the TV aspect of it. Why am I gonna spend full price for this particular game? So those will come as Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, any of the Pokemon Let's Go. And
Well, no, those are like, what are you talking about? Like Breath of the Wild and Odyssey? Like, I played those handheld. Those are great like that. Like, this
what's the difference between like having it full on like full mode versus like portable?
Easy. How you're controlling it? Like, because I have the Pro. So when I have it in TV mode, it goes to the Pro. When you're using it on there, it's just you're holding it there. So it's like there's really no difference. Like you could play any game there. It's just, do you like holding the Switch or not? And it's like some people hate the idea of holding the Switch. Me, I think it's okay. I think it's a little bit too like long to really hold it comfortably. But that is just me. Some people like. I think it is.
I thought that
I
was
think
like the selling point though. Is like I want to hold a Switch. I don't want to play just on my TV all the fucking time. I want to be on the bus. I want to go in the car.
Well, that's the benefit is you can do both. But it's like with the Switch Lite, it's like if you never ever play it at home ever, yeah, this is a perfect thing for you.
You know what? Now I'm starting to think I might get this. Like just when I go on the plane and go to fucking Miami and everything. Like I might actually do this. Who knows?
I don't know if I'll bring my Switch because it's still expensive. But I'm getting a Bluetooth controller thingy for my phone, just so I can actually play some fucking games properly.
I like how
okay, but we need to figure out who's gonna bring their Switch though. Alan, are you bringing
you and Alan?
Honestly, okay. The thing is, if it was my Switch, sure, but it's my brother's Switch. I just buy some of the games, so I don't know. Like if you want to bring your Switch, I could bring like a controller.
We both have that problem right now.
Oh yeah.
Well, I like how you both told me, oh, you'll be able to try out a Switch, and none of y'all motherfuckers can bring you one. I knew it.
Well, I thought it was gonna be Alan. Like I'm not bringing my Switch. I'm not getting robbed.
Yeah, no, I get always worried about that too. Because like, if it was mine, 100%, but like, it isn't mine.
Maybe making like Ganja hold it for a second, then he'll lose it like the glasses, you know.
Yo, there's this one kid I smoked with at the Austin party once, and he was like, "Here, man, hold my camera for me real quick. I'll be right back." I left in the car that we were smoking in.
Oh, shit.
It took me like a good 20 minutes to find the people that we were hanging out with to get this man's camera.
If I fucking do bring the Switch, that shit's not leaving the fucking place we're at.
Yeah,
that's the fucking rule. Because I'm pretty sure we're not gonna have people come over for a party, which good, but like that's just not leaving the fucking house. Like I'll bring it, we play Smash. And
we're not
shit
gonna
like
bring it to the other toasties we're gonna go hang out with, and we're gonna
fuck that.
Then how are you and Cedric gonna have your one-on-one Smash Brothers thing?
He ain't trying to have us. Cedric gonna beat that ass.
Him and Jenny will come over. We'll all fucking play and have a good time.
There you go. Okay, that makes more sense. See, so there we go.
I can always just issue a chalice to Cedric right now because I'm pretty sure he's gonna be down there with us. So,
dude, speaking of, and we're gonna get off the subject of Nintendo now because I didn't ask Ganja what he thought because fuck him. But Jenny,
Nintendo sucks a dick. Fuck you.
But Jenny, she says, "Girl, did you see that you can eat bugs at the State Fair this year? Are you fucking
mealworm tacos? You people are nuts."
Yeah, what is up?
What do you mean,
that?
you people?
I said what I got.
Lawless
Midwestern people.
Yeah.
No, that's honestly pretty fucking disgusting. Like, why would you go to a state fair where there's so much stuff going on there, and you're gonna eat mealworm tacos? That's come on, man.
Honestly, that doesn't find as disgusting as just fried cheese with cheese cooled inside.
Who gives a goddamn shit? At least I'd rather eat that than a fucking worm.
If animals can eat bugs, so can we.
Animals eat their own shit too.
That's the thing. Now you can be called a fucking animal. Anyone who eats bugs, I'm sorry, you're an animal.
Well, technically, we are animals.
I'm not getting into that discussion.
When you have to say
we are.
When you have to say technically, you just admitted you lost. That's the thing. Can we agree with that? If you had to go, well, technically, like
no, actually, wait, that doesn't mean it's a losing statement.
No, because there's always that little thing that is like, oh, well, you know what? Even though I already lost this argument, let me try to fit in here and say some weird shit that, like, technically.
Look, I don't want to sound racist, but.
Okay, those are two different fucking statements. You're just trying to throw gas on a fire.
Yeah, I am.
Like you use technically because again the world's not fucking black and white, so you do have to put that little. It's almost an asterisk of like technically because like it's not 100% this one thing. So you add the technically to leave it up. Obviously, some people just use that as a way to make themselves sound smarter, but it is an accurate statement to put it in the middle of a debate. Like it does work.
Yeah,
no, fuck that. That's when you're desperate and you have to do it. No, fuck that.
No, you want me to say we are animals? We definitely are animals? Okay, we definitely are animals. Thank you.
Wait, no, what? What did I just do?
Wow, man, you really lost that argument, huh?
Well, I could really hear what the fuck's going on because you're over here. I'm a bird.
I literally did not interrupt her. As soon as she fucking finished, then you said nothing and I laughed.
I know, but guess what happened? I wasn't focusing, and it's your fault.
How is this my fault?
Because, Alan, you. Technically, it was your fault.
Well, you just lost the argument.
But here's the thing, though. What the fuck's going on with Roxy saying that apparently there's deep fried soda like Pepsi
That
Like,
sounds
how
horrifying.
do you like?
I
Literally,
already
Pepsi-
said it is a lost land known as the Midwest, and we do not talk about the
Ranch
Midwest.
soda.
So here's
What?
the thing.
Hold on, wait, what? For deep fried weed?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
How do you consume this deep fried weed?
So here's the thing.
Generally by
about those-
eating it.
Those sodas. Apparently, back in the day, people used to do these challenges and stuff like that, where they'd get the weirdest named sodas and everything like that, and they would all try them. I say we do that.
Oh,
Hell
get the
no,
fuck
'cause
out
We,
of
we
here.
got, we got
Ranch
some
soda
maple.
is
We got some maple syrup and bacon soda to try.
I'm not
Ugh.
trying that.
Whoever throws up first loses.
This is so disgusting.
Well, all right, that's a question though. All right, so we know what the loser gets. Who wins? Like,
What do you-
what do we get if
Give
we
me a
win?
normal fucking meal
Mouthwash.
like from McDonald's. How
No,
the fuck do
There's got to be a real victory, like a cash
Mouthwash.
prize
That's what you fucking
or
get.
something.
you cash prize? I don't know, man.
Or we got to force Alan to do something.
I'm not drinking half this shit, you psychopaths.
So you wouldn't drink lavender soda?
What the fuck is lavender soda?
No shit. What is that?
I've had lavender fruit punch, and that shit's trash.
So disgusting.
So here's what we gotta do. We definitely gotta do this in Miami, but we need a place to send all this soda.
Yeah, no, we're not doing this.
No, we're not doing this.
Yeah,
You know how many views we can get by just drinking gross shit?
I don't give a
Look,
fuck
it's
how
not
many
worth it.
views. No, I'd rather have
You are
5
a
views
liar.
forever.
You are a liar.
Not for that shit. No way. I'm not doing that. Fucking gross. And JP's like, you're still doing this. No, fuck you, JP. You do this shit.
JP,
goddamn.
you better pay us, bitch.
Yeah, fucking A,
Yeah,
man.
Yeah,
Nothing
we'll make it a
you-
Patreon
you're
exclusive
doing this.
episode.
Fucking disgusting. But yeah, God, man, like I'm looking at this over here too. So I thought she was talking about like soda that's deep fried. Well, I'm like, how the fuck do you do that? But like, no, it turns into an edible, like physical, like bite. I mean, hopefully they're like puffy, like Cheeto Puffs. You know, I'd imagine like maybe they taste like that. But like, god damn, dude. And Pepsi's so disgusting. Like, how can you make something so gross already, and you just made it worse? Like, how the fuck you pull that off? Because that's like the worst soda. I think that's a nasty fucking soda.
It's the same fucking thing as Coke. Like,
Yeah,
No, it's
which
not.
is also very bad.
No, Pepsi is like Coke's little brother is the best way to describe it.
Exactly.
Pepsi is not as good as Coke.
Exactly.
man, no, that's just propaganda issued by the other side. Like,
By the way, where's your Coke habit right now? Your Coca-Cola habit right now, Alan? Like, how
Near
many-
him, because I developed one too.
Yeah, but how much you drink right now currently? Like just
2 cans at the most.
oh, not too bad. How about you, Ganja?
Oh, once a meal.
Well, how many meals do you have a day?
Well, 3 day. So 3.
Holy shit, that's a lot of Coke, dude.
I know.
I used to, yeah. I reduced it by half. I used to do 4 cans a day.
Okay,
Oh.
you used to drink. Don't say do 4 cans a day.
I
God,
was in love with the Coke.
Who does cans of cocaine?
me?
I mean, if you got
Jet?
the money for it, I wouldn't advise it still.
I would imagine Jet would snort soda.
I feel like Jet would try to
You
cook it.
would.
Yeah, Jet.
Listen,
What?
maybe.
Maybe. All right. No.
But
I am
also-
convinced. Do you want to do
I'm
a
just saying-
challenge? You want to actually do a challenge with Coke? I am convinced that anyone that says, "Oh, Coke and Pepsi are super different." If we did the blind taste test, none of y'all will tell the difference. I would.
thought
Oh,
I thought Alan was going to
Well,
ask us if
well,
we could do
okay,
the
you-
yeah-yeah
Alan,
challenge for a
Alan,
second there.
Alan.
do this shit in Miami. I'll put my money where my mouth
me
is.
too.
We'll go down here.
I would literally pay your whole fucking trip. If I'm wrong, I will pay literally your entire fucking trip because I'm so confident in that.
You're so confident you can do that? Okay, fine. We'll fucking do that in Miami because that's something that, hey, we're just drinking fucking soda. We're not going to die because of the horrendous flavors that Roxy's going to somehow invent. Like, it's going to be all good, all fun. We'll videotape it and everything. And I
Yes.
bet that I'm right. We'll
Listen.
whole trip because that's $100. $50 American says that y'all can't tell the difference.
Okay,
All right,
but
and
here's
if
the
they,
thing.
and if they can't tell the difference, Alan, you're drinking teriyaki beef soda.
Sure.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, swear to God, right now, people, clip this. Cedric, somebody,
Clip this
please
right
clip
fucking
this.
now. I'll
That's
drink
it. Clip this shit. Clip this shit.
Oh, and the chocolate bacon soda.
I'm not drinking
Those
that
2 sodas.
Not
Yeah.
The
drinking that one.
teriyaki. The
No,
teriyaki
you're
soda
raising the bet. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Not doing that second one. And you know
Okay,
why.
fine. Okay, one of the 2. Which one do you want to drink? Chocolate
The first
bacon or
one,
teriyaki?
because of obvious reasons.
So the teriyaki.
Yeah.
Oh
Did
yeah,
you
you can't drink the
ingredient of
bacon
the
one.
can? Did you forget?
Oh, I forgot.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Bacon soda's not halal.
I don't think it's actually made with bacon. I think it's
It
just.
doesn't matter.
flavored
It's
that
still
way.
flavored. Like,
God,
It's
this is,
still flavored by the pig.
anyways. But yeah, so whatever she just said, and let's just say we can't get
wait,
it.
no, let's say, no, fuck the money. If I'm right, Nick has to drink whatever that teriyaki bullshit. If I'm wrong, I have to drink teriyaki bullshit.
No, I'm not drinking shit. No, I'll pay.
You got, so are you not confident with your skill?
No, I literally I'd rather pay $500 than eat that shit or drink that shit.
Well, hey man, that's the fucking level. If you're confident with your skill, you won't have to drink shit. But you're clearly not confident with your skill.
We already had a bet. Why are you trying to change it? It was fine the way it was.
No, he's gonna try to pull some shit where basically he puts like Coca-Cola in both of them.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll do whatever the goddamn fuck I want. If
And
you
I'm
can tell
only
the difference, it
trusting-
doesn't matter what I put.
And I'm only trusting Allie, Jet, and Rox with the fucking sodas and what we put in front. 'Cause I don't trust you because you're cheating, motherfucker.
Yeah, but I
Same
know
with
you
Ganja.
can't tell the. I know that you can't tell the difference. Okay. By the way, I'd like to point out if I put Coke in two things, that still is the thing. If they think they taste differently, I'm still right because you can't tell.
No,
The
and what if
difference.
Oh my
they say, like,
god! He
what-
just put.
Now, what if they say like, wait?
No,
these
if there are
taste
two of the
same.
exact same liquids on there and you think they taste differently, then you're wrong.
No, but what if they say like, both these taste like Coke?
And if they're right, they're right.
All right, this bet is no longer sanctioned by the Legal Gambling Association
Yeah,
of
no
America.
shit. You just
This
fucking
this doesn't make sense.
What do you mean it
Yeah.
doesn't make sense? If you're drinking two glasses of identical liquid and Nick says, "Well, what is different than the other one?" He is wrong because he assumed they were different.
I know, but if
That
I
still
have,
mean he
I
can't
know,
tell
but
the
if you
difference.
tell me, hey, one's Dr. Pepper, and I'm like, well, okay, I know that one has to be. So what the fuck? Why do they taste the same? You're fucking with my head.
But if you said, okay, but the thing is, I'm just gonna point to him like, "Hey, drink these." Obviously, we're not
Alan,
gonna
do
mix
I
it.
need to show you how people do it? Like, it's really
No,
simple.
I'm
This
not
is
gonna mix in
universal.
Dr. Pepper. I'm not crazy. All I'm gonna put is two like fucking red Solo cups or whatever the fuck the cups in here. Like, okay, tell me
Why
which
do
one.
you
is
have
so
to do it? Why do you have to
Why
do
am I
it? You're
drinking it?
Because you're a competitor, you dumb shit.
Why would I compete? I know there's no fucking difference. You're saying you can tell the difference.
You definitely have to compete.
Yeah, you have
Why
to
would I
compete.
have
You're
to
part of the
compete?
bet, you fucking idiot.
You said that no one can tell the difference.
Yeah.
You're
Why
part
would I
of the
be
bet.
involved in the bet?
You're literally a part of, like, I don't know how to explain this. Like, I hate
If
to repeat
I
myself.
say
You're
that
part
there's
of the
no
bet.
fucking difference, me being in the bet makes no fucking sense. You need to have the person that
You're
claims they can.
betting.
You're the one that's
betting.
claiming that you can tell the difference. So why wouldn't you be the only one there? Why do I have to be there?
Chad, am I crazy? Am I crazy? Please,
No, you're
Chad,
not.
tell me.
No. I feel
Why
like I'm
would
going
I-
local. Listen to this.
I'm so shocked that this got confused.
I
How
say
did
that
this
there's
get
no fucking
Okay,
difference.
okay,
Why would I have to be there?
Okay, chat. Who says that Alan basically has to also be in the bet, and who says he
Do
doesn't?
what? What's my role there?
Dude, just
You're
we're
the
both
one that said it, so
blindfolded.
you also should compete.
Alan, we're both blindfolded.
Okay.
Wow. Folded. Okay, both
Yeah.
of us can't see.
Sure.
They get 3 solo cups. They have 3 different sodas: Pepsi, Coke, Dr. Pepper.
Sure.
We drink them, and then we unfold ourselves. We watch the live stream. Who was right? Who was wrong? Boom. So simple.
Yes, but okay. But the whole idea with the bet is me saying, and me personally saying, that there's no fucking difference between them. You're claiming you can tell the fucking difference.
But
so why would I
you
be
can
saying
fuck
that?
with me and you can cheat. That's the whole thing. Because I can do that to you too. I can put Dr. Thunder and say, which one is it? It's Dr. Pepper. Oh, it's Dr. Thunder, bitch. I won her. Like, no, we don't do that. That's
No,
not-
because again, the idea was like, yeah, you'd get the 2 or 3 or whatever the fuck cups, and we're not throwing Dr. Pepper in. It's clearly like even there, it's between Coke and fucking Pepsi. I don't know where Dr. Pepper came from.
Because you,
But-
okay, now I know for sure you weren't focusing because that's the whole point of the bet. Now I'm not part of the bet because I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about now.
I don't know what the fuck's going on.
You
Y'all do
literally
whatever the fuck you
You
want.
literally
Like,
said the whole
you're the
argument
one
was
that
that
said,
you
you
said
literally
they
the one
taste
that
the
said
same.
that you can tell the fucking difference. I don't know why the fuck I'm involved on this.
Because you're talking the most. Like, what the fuck are you talking
I
about?
don't know. I'm not fucking involved in this. Like, y'all have fun.
Jesus
Look.
Christ. Let's move on.
If you are
Let's take it
saying
too
there's
long.
no difference, you have to drink as well, Alan.
Why?
No, that's he's too confused. I don't no way. I quit.
I can't tell the difference between tastes. Have a taste test. What?
Alan, you're part of the bet.
If you say there's no difference and then you drink these and then all of a sudden like you pick which one is correct, that means you can tell the difference. I mean, you should drink it.
That's the whole point of the thing, Alan. It's
I
so
don't know that.
simple. I don't know how do you not get this. Like, this is the most shocked I've ever been. You've said some silly shit. This is number 1, the most shocked I've been. Like, this is number
No
1.
sense why I have to fucking be there.
Wait, you only want to be there? That's
At this
alright.
point, no.
God damn. Anyways, people,
No,
we got topics.
like what they said in the chat, like yeah, like if it was something like the knockoff sodas, like I'd have a hard time telling those because those are made to taste
Mhm.
exactly the goddamn same. Now if that was something I'd be like, yeah, I can't tell the difference. But Pepsi and Coke,
Yeah, that's how it
Yeah.
started. It was just literally just the most official brand of Pepsi, the most official brand of Coke from the fucking grocery store, and then we poured it to the fucking cups, and Nick sees if he can tell the fucking difference because he claims he can tell the fucking difference.
Yeah,
I don't know why we made this overly complicated by adding all this extra shit in.
But Alan, you even agreed to stuff that you just weren't focusing. Like I can tell, you're probably talking, and then you just didn't hear what I was saying. Cause like I said 3 sodas, and like
Someone's
like,
drinking this teriyaki soda. I'm just saying.
Oh, fuck that. At this point, I'm not fucking drinking anything.
Anyways, goddamn.
I just need to figure out where to send these. This lavender, this teriyaki soda. Let's see what else is here.
No, I
Have the address
moving on. God
God
damn it.
You could just send it there, like from Amazon. You could buy that shit on Amazon.
So, anyways, since we're already in the zone of arguing, I'm just gonna bring up this one particular topic now. Call of Duty Modern Warfare apparently is gonna have a 2 versus 2 mode. All right, kind of cool. I think this is a pretty good idea. Now, most of the time we talk about video game stuff, we usually start arguing. Me and Alan, we disagree all the fucking time. But I'm gonna get your opinion really quick on this and make this kind of quick, man. What are you feeling about this? And do you feel like this is a situation that could be better than the whole like blackout thing that's on Black Ops 4?
That's one of the things that I found weird. They did the same new mode. I thought they had a mode like this in Modern Warfare 3. It was like Showdown or Showcase or some shit where they just pitted like a small group. It basically turned into a small team deathmatch. I was like, oh, this could be like duels and stuff. I'm like, no, this is just a small team deathmatch for whatever fucking reason. And it's like this just like, oh, new game mode. We're pitting 2 people. I'm like, I mean, that might be new to Call of Duty, but like every game. I mean, literally, Rainbow Siege has a fucking game mode out right now that's still live. That is just this game mode too. So it's like, but the one thing I do like about it is they're gonna have specific weapons, so it's not gonna be the bullshit people do where they're gonna, oh, I'm just gonna use rocket launchers the whole fucking time. It's like, no, you have specific loadouts. It's apparently only 40 seconds, which is actually really interesting, which means you got to find the person really quick and win. And if you don't, you go into overtime. I'm like, okay, they're trying to make a bite-sized game mode, so if you only got like 10 minutes to play, you can bang out 2 or 3 games and then go back to whatever you were doing.
But do you feel like Call of Duty went too far of the way to create a new game mode that they can potentially miss out on just the aspect of Battle Royale? Because even Halo's going to do Battle Royale too now. Like, everyone's doing Battle Royale. So it's like...
I don't think at this point, I don't know, because they probably will, they might bring Blackout back, but like at this point, I don't know if it's a miss out because I feel like the Battle Royale train is slowing down immensely now. Because like Apex Legends kind of came in and stole Fortnite away, but even that's starting to slow down. I think Battle Royales are kind of going the way of the wind.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually hoping that maybe they can do another Battle Royale and do something like, I mean, it's kind of funny, Cedric. I feel like I'm actually stealing this from you now. But you're saying tag team match player, why not do some kind of tag team aspect in first-person shooters? Or like, oh my god, I'm about to die, I'm tagging my friend in, and then literally like your health regenerates while somebody else can play instead. You know what I mean?
Because first-person shooters don't generally work like that because in most games, 1 shot to the head kills you. And in other cases, 2 shots to the body kills you, especially in Call of Duty. So the idea of a tag team wouldn't actually work in a shooter. That works way better in fighting games because it usually takes you a few hits to actually get to where you need to go.
Well, probably not even like a 2 versus 2, but maybe like a let's say it's 50 on 50, and 25 people go out there to fight, and then it's like maybe enough people say, hey, have the other team go out there, boom, like they come out. Like I don't know, I feel like maybe even a shared health bar would be kind of cool. Like maybe like a whole. Again,
a fighting game works way better, but a first-person shooter, like generally 1 hot shot, like you go from 100 to 0 based on a headshot.
Yeah, no. Look at that silent sneeze over there. That was great. I almost feel like I can still hear it because your mouth is like, achoo!
Sorry, I couldn't stop anything in time. So I'm like, hit the button.
Yeah, hit the button. No, but I'm thinking about over here too. It's like there's so many modes for Call of Duty. And even though you said this version actually exists before, now it's time to even ask you too. Is like, where are some really good first-person shooter modes in general? Because like for me, I know you hate it, but I love Kill Confirmed. That's one of my favorite modes ever.
The reason I hate Kill Confirmed is because Black Ops 1, I hated the multiplayer so much because it was consistent. Modern Warfare 2 had the same problem where the announcer would never shut the fuck up. Every 2 seconds, Pablo coming in, kill confirmed, UAV scanned, UAV destroyed every 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And then they add a new game mode in which you hear more shit. I'm like, I have to turn this off. I have to turn off all the announcer shit because I can't fucking take it anymore.
Yeah, and well, it's as simple as that. You just turn it off.
Yeah, I know, but like, it's so infuriating.
God, you surprise me sometimes. No, but like, yeah, I mean, I can understand how that can be annoying. I mean, for one, I kind of like that though. I mean, most of the time, anyways, too, I turn it off and just listen to music or podcasts. Like, I actually get really sick of this now, where I'm playing a game and it's constantly like, boom, and it's just like, dude, that's a lot of fucking Michael Bay-isms going on. Lots of fucking shooting. I can't take it anymore. It's just too much. You know what I mean? So it kind of like I always listen to music now at this point. Jen, I'm gonna ask you: was there ever a game mode in any kind of first-person shooter, including Call of Duty, that you liked at all, or no?
I don't really like Call of Duty stuff.
But any like first-person shooters that you feel like there was a mode that you're like, you know what? Even though I'm probably not even a fan of this type of gameplay style, or whatever, like I do like this mode, and I wish that this was done even better. Was there anything that kind of stood out to you in that sense, or you're just like, you know what, all of it's kind of trash?
That is pretty obvious. Usually the zombie modes when it comes to those first-person shooter games, especially did Gears of War have one?
Yes, the horde
had a
mode.
horde mode.
Horde mode was fucking
Yeah, that's what it was
great.
called.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, man. And by the way, too, I don't know why, you know, Alan. I mean, we need some more bonding time because we argue so fucking much. Why haven't we played more goddamn horde mode, man? What happened?
Time.
No
It's
time.
just
Yeah,
straight
makes
up
sense. Yeah, this was actually really cool, though, man. I love this kind of stuff. I wish more games would do this, but I'm pretty sure Gears of War has some type of or Epic Games probably has some kind of you know, licensing on this or whatever. It's like, yeah, let's steal our shit.
Nah, but it's like I wish more games would do horde mode. It's just sometimes it's a game where I don't know why more people don't do that. Like as much as Battlefront is the everyone likes to shit on, they have a really good horde mode in the game in which you can basically customize like how many people you want there, how many friends you want, the type of enemies you're shooting at, the type of guns you have. I'm like, that's a really interesting game mode where you get to do that. But to answer the question, my favorite, it's really hard to say because like one of my favorite ones was in Black Ops 2, which is one in the chamber. They give you a relatively decent pistol with only one bullet in there. And what happens? You have you have 3 lives, and every life you get a bullet as soon as you respawn. If you shoot somebody, you get a bullet, but if that bullet misses, you're now out of ammo and you got to use your knife. You knife somebody, you get a bullet. So the whole thing is you only have at most maybe 1, 2, maybe 3 bullets. And the whole thing about that was you'd run around and you had to be accurate. You see somebody, you have to shoot them. If you miss, you're fucked. You either run away and hope that maybe you can flank them. I fucking love that game mode more than anything. I played like 80 hours in Black Ops 2, all of which was in Run in the Chamber.
That's the one thing I don't like about that kind of stuff too, is that it always has you like on edge where it's like, oh my god, I gotta break this counter, it's gonna be worthless. Like Fortnite's Battle Royale, it's another thing I don't like, where it's just you get one life, because anytime I see somebody, it's almost like I don't want to fight them. Like it's almost like, you know, I'm playing an action game where I don't want the action, or else everything that I kind of like, you know, it makes no sense.
At this point, I'm not sure if I like Battle Royales because I played the one for Battlefield 5. I'm like, I don't really like this because I'm like, I think I'm generally decent. I'm about average, above average in Battlefield, but I do die a lot. Like my average kills, my average KD in any game would be about 1.8, almost 2. But I usually like kill like 30 people and I'll die like, you know, 10 times or something. Like I still die a fucking lot. I still kill more than I die, but I'm still dying a lot because I'm running around like crazy. I use my speed to my advantage, but like when it comes to Battle Royale, it's like it doesn't really that. It's almost about it's like, can you camp the longest and hope you don't die? Like that's really what Battle Royales I feel like are half the time.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, man. Well, I don't know how this is gonna turn out. I hope that this game's good. I like that they're adding a new game mode and not just doing the same old shit. Although there's like a lots of same old shit stuff happening. It is Call of Duty, so it comes with the territory.
Yeah.
For the series, but as far as like it's revolutionary to gaming, it's not.
Yeah, no, of course. And
But
you know,
honestly,
I think they gave up on that at this point too. They're just like, you know, fuck it. You guys gonna buy it, so fuck it.
Okay, so there's an interesting conversation about game modes in a multiplayer only game, because as much as there's a lot of game modes in Call of Duty, how many do people play? Most people gravitate to TDM, Domination, the Zombie mode, and Search and Destroy. But those are the top 4 game modes. Adding more game modes, yes, might add more content, but people might not necessarily play it, which is actually an issue. It's like, do you want to just because Battlefield really only has maybe 5 game modes, but they're so well done and they're so drastically different that people will play. Like, because you have a game mode that's entirely just all air vehicles. You have your Conquest, which is just staying in the map. You have your Operations, which is basically you're moving from one series of checkpoints across the whole map. It's like the game modes are so different enough that you're always going to have to fill up. But if you have 2 or 3 game modes that are essentially just different versions of TDM, it's like, why am I playing Kill Confirmed that only has 6 more people than Showdown? Or why am I playing Showdown when I can just play Kill Confirmed and it's almost the same game mode?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good, valid question too. But it's just like those little tiny things do make a pretty big difference. Like in Rainbow Six Siege, they added just a couple little things to what I consider just Search and Destroy, but just
it is just Search and Destroy.
Yeah, but there is those couple of things where even if I don't like it, and trust me, I fucking hate it, I can understand why somebody like you would be like, you know what, those 2 little things make a big difference, because it all goes down to like just like that. And I know it's gonna sound like I'm joking, but I'm not. But it's like that tight butthole, you know, gameplay
100%.
where it's like, oh fuck, here we go, oh Oh shit! Fuck.
Oh,
Okay, the reason, because the thing is, I looked at Search and Destroy. Search and Destroy is like number 2 is one of my favorite games because it's one of those situations of you only have one life, but usually when you play like any TDM, who fucking cares about objective when you're playing domination? Who actually gives a fuck? It's just kill as many people as possible. When you're playing Search and Destroy, yes, you could just kill the other team, but there's so much strategy in actually trying to get the bomb to the location that they Rainbow Six took that, but what they added was they added the bullets can go through multiple layers, including the floor, including various houses, and then you have everyone has like a special ability. You don't have your loadouts, you have special powers. Like this person can see through all the cameras, this person can actually see heat signatures, this person can see heartbeats, and the sound in that game is the most important thing. Like at one point, sound and shadows, at one point me and my buddy were playing, and all 4 of us are in the one room defending the bomb. And I see a shadow underneath the door. And I turn to my buddy. I'm like, yo, are we all in this room? And he goes, yeah, everyone in this room. Why? Oh, here's tuk, tuk, tuk. And somebody just dropped a cluster grenade on top of us because we're all in this one condensed area and we just lost the fucking map. So sound and shadows is super important in that fucking game.
Yeah, which is great because like when you play Call of Duty, I'm just like in cruise control mode.
Yeah.
It's like, shoot, yeah, and I died. Oh well, bring me back to life again. Oh shit, I died again. Oh well, So I don't know. I will give you that. I'm very very fair as far as like if I don't like something, I'll definitely give you like, hey, I get why you're into it. So. It is what it is. But we're going to get a little more serious now, but at the same time, we want to be completely like, oh, boo-hoo, because at the end of the day, I guess something did kind of happen that some people can consider has a good ending. But apparently, Fox 10 News, so who knows how true this is, but apparently there was a carjacker that was beaten to death after stealing the car with small kids inside. And the only reason I'm bringing this up is because the way I actually saw this even appear on my screen was I was just going through Facebook, just being fucking bored or whatever, trying to find something to even like discuss in the show.
Right on, scrolling through.
I don't know the beginning of what you said though, but it's okay. The thing is though, is Fox and News put this post on their wall, and it literally had a captioned question of, "Do you think that this guy should be charged for killing him or whatever?" And I'm like, what kind of a fucking question is that? And then it literally got me to think. I'm like, well, wait, is there a question to be had there? Because how much of this is a person wanting to kill a motherfucker? He's like, oh, I got a reason. Let me get this guy. But then it's like he wasn't the only person there. There was many people there that tried to help him, and there was kids in the car. You know what I mean? Like, I think I do the same fucking thing. So I'm, for one, just shocked that Fox didn't have the balls to ask that question. I mean, that's kind of crazy. But it's like, since they had the balls, I guess I had the balls. Do you guys at all feel like maybe somebody should be charged for killing this carjacker or no?
Nah, fuck it. There's enough people stomping his fucking ass that he can't sit there. Like, unless you can't sit there and be like, well, this is the one person that caused it. It's like he died due to injuries, and it's like they were basically Good Samaritans trying to save a life. It's like, I mean, if this guy survived, yeah, he should be charged. But he clearly didn't, so it's like, yeah, who fucking cares? They did a good deed, a bad person fucking died. Boo fucking who? Like, I don't give a fuck that he died.
I guess I'm gonna take it.
Seriously?
Yeah, because the reason. One, me and you, we've always talked about this. When it comes to material crimes, I'm always way more lenient because you get material items back. When it comes to taking lives, you have to take that more seriously because that doesn't come back. You can always return a car. This is also why I'm kind of iffy on this one because he did steal a car with kids in it.
The kids is the whole point. He
didn't steal a fucking iPhone, dude.
It's not even that. Like, if he just stole the car and it's like, hey, we're looking for a carjacker. He just stole material. Like,
sure.
That can get replaced. Your insurance company will cover the car if you got a decent insurance. Like, that's how the world works. It just happens. But when it comes to, like, the kids coming in, that adds another layer to it. But one of the questions is because this happened recently, I think 2 weeks ago, where a carjacker did steal a car recently where they had kids inside, and the dude dropped the kid off at the police station nearby. So
okay.
Yeah, so it happens where these guys are just looking for these cars either because they're the target or they get told because most times these are like actual really criminal operations where they get told, hey, we need these kind of makes, go out and find wherever they're located and just take those cars and bring them back to whatever shop we have. That's a designated zone for that. That's usually how these guys work. And a lot of times they just take the cars and they run and try to get there to the drop-off point as quick as possible because no one wants to get caught with a hot car. Especially if you take it from someone's hands, that's like 10 years, maybe even more, depending on what state you're in and how you did it. Because they always add extra charges depending on what you did throughout the commitment of the crime. Because there's other layers to it. And there's a system already in charge for that when people do that shit. But I can understand where because I think what I read from the story, it was the father that did this, that they ended up chasing him. And I can understand that blind rage of just like wanting to protect your kids. But the problem is we have kind of laws for a reason like this because you can't take justice to your hand to this extreme because everyone's going to do it. And it's kind of the way we all have the social agreement of, yeah, we'll give the course this so-and-so responsibility because if we do it, it all just turns to Hackle and McCoy where families are fighting each other and you just end up with Game of Thrones shit because there's no larger sense of justice keeping people down. And one thing with this is it's hard to say because morally it makes sense. Like, you want to protect your own and you want to lash out at people that did you wrong, especially when it's on the level that your innocent kids might be in danger. But there's a way of going too far with it. Like, we do prosecute people that if you break into their house and you chase them outside with a pistol and you shoot them in front of your house and they're running away from you, you're still going to get charged with manslaughter or possibly murder.
Okay, but
the person was in flight. This is the same story. Like, this old dude abandoned the car and he was in flight. You could have chased him, hold him down, even beat him up a little bit to subdue him. But to go out to the point to give him severe injuries to the point of killing the man, the least you can get charged with is accidental manslaughter. Like,
okay,
because at the end of the day, this is something I have problems with police doing. I'm gonna have a problem with fucking cops, with civilians doing it as well.
And the thing is, I got to jump at that. Is like one, he put what was it? He put people in danger, put kids in danger. Like, even if they're own kids, he still put kids in danger. You still have the situation of they like that whole gun story isn't the whole shooting someone inside your front lawn is not an accurate thing because the people that were trying to stop this dude and make sure they came back weren't actually trying to kill him. They was just heat of the fucking moment, and they were essentially saving, like, as far as they're concerned, two people's lives. Like, we don't know what would have happened. He was probably, we don't know if he's driving erratically. We don't know if he fucking
yeah. But
drove.
the thing is, once he abandoned the vehicle and the kids inside, and the man chased him on foot, at that, like, I wish we had a lawyer on. Ruthless.
He's in the chat right now and he's laughing at us, by the way.
I know, but like, I'm just going off of stuff that I've been taught in my own activism and stuff that I know offhand. So if he could correct me in the chat if he feels like it, but I'm not dropping $5 for it. But when it comes to this stuff, it draws a line of when the guy actually subdued the person and then proceeded to beat him to death. Because at that point, one, he had abandoned the kids' lives were no danger, and two, he was already subdued to the point that he had a chance to basically beat him to death.
But again, it was a non-situation where he's actively going after. He died en route, which means all the beatings would have been just in the heat of the fucking moment, and we don't know what was going on with that person. That's
what we have accidental manslaughter. Because if we get in a street fight and we accidentally kill somebody, even if it's self-defense, if we do it in such a way that's more exaggerate than what's perceived our self-defense, we can get charged with accidental manslaughter.
But again, like, this was a situation, and not necessarily self-defense, but good Samaritanism, of him trying to help somebody, and as soon as he gets out there, he's trying to stop the fucking person. It's like, he's not a police officer. Whoever the person that accidentally got the person killed is not somebody that's trained to deal with this. You're right, if this is a police officer, it would have been a completely different situation because they are trained to subdue a criminal as little as possible. With as little harm as possible. Obviously, there are stories where they don't. We're not going to get into that situation. But a police officer is trained to subdue a criminal as efficiently and as non-deadly as possible. An average civilian is not going to have that fucking training. So no, this person should not be charged.
Really quick, Jet, I'm going to ask you.
Asses off.
But Jet, I'm going to ask you really quick. I mean, where do you weigh in this situation? Because this is one of those loaded questions, I guess, that I'm kind of curious. Like, I don't know where any of y'all, or before this, I didn't know where any of y'all stood. But like, Jet, do you feel like he should be charged at all, or no?
Technically, no, because the thing is, like what Gandhi said, like there was a certain case, like like what was it? One carjacker took a car and it had kids in and dropped them off. Like, we don't know if every single one will do that. Like, hell, like there could be a carjacker that actually could be stealing that car to get the kids in the back and then sell them off to sex trafficking or something like that. You don't know. Like, it's a scary situation. Like, if I was in that situation, I would kill that motherfucker in a second. I don't play when it comes to no goddamn kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, at all. Like, you don't know what he's gonna do. So, yeah, I honestly don't think he's gonna be like, I wouldn't want him to get charged at all. But
in this particular situation, and this is why I feel like sometimes terminologies or even just like rules and laws of core or whatever, I feel like sometimes they don't hold a lot of water as far as like real life situations. Like, these things are just right on a book, and the book doesn't have emotions to kind of like base it on what the actual situation and context was. My only issue with this is like, okay, in this situation, I don't think he should be committed or anything, but how much of these situations people say, hey, I shot this black dude in my fucking yard because I was standing my ground because he shouldn't be here, because technically, on paper, he should not be in my fucking yard, and now I have every reason to say he's going to harm me or harm somebody I love, even though he really just wanted to shoot a fucking black dude.
Sure.
Well,
Oh,
the thing is, like, I really don't know. Like, I didn't read the story at all. Like, I don't what type of carjacking was it? Was it like armed carjacking? Did he just straight up tell him to get out of the fucking car while like he had to have probably seen the kids in the background when he tried to get in the front seat. Like, what actually happened? I'm not sure.
Well, it's funny to actually, I guess, give Ganja a point on this. That's why the court system exists. Like, the laws are written down so that people know what they can and can't do. But then as soon as a very kind of ambiguous situation like this happens, he might get sent to court. He might, like, the family of whoever died might try to sue him, and then they'll go to court. The judge will look at the paper. Maybe there'll be a trial by jury. I don't know. I'm sure Ruthless will laugh at us in the after hours. But they're probably going to have a situation where a judge is going to go through all the information, and they're going to figure out, it's like, okay, is there a situation where this person should be charged? Maybe the jury will look at it and be like, well, he was just trying to defend this family, yada, yada, and he might get off scot-free, or he might get charged with manslaughter.
And a very valid defense is, hey, I tried to subdue him and beat him, but then these other people came in and, you know, his health, his HP was very low.
We don't know who fucking did the killing blow because he died in his injuries.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I don't know, like, we were all whooping his ass, but then this big muscle-bound motherfucker stomped on his head, and we didn't know he was Michael Myers. Like,
I mean, he yelled fatality, but we don't know what the fuck that means.
I'm trying not to laugh. That's fucked up.
I'm sorry. I don't give a goddamn shit about that.
Yeah, I mean,
I do, because you gotta judge society by how they treat the lesser people, because that's how they'll treat you eventually. And like, gonna add to Nick's point, it's the same thing. Like, oh, technically on paper, I did the right thing, but we all know you had an alternative motive. The thing is, with the guy that I read in the news article, I got this vibe, the way he described this as a person with a strong hero complex, that when he caught the dude, he wanted to do his own moral sense of crime and punishment. And I got a sense that this was some dude that just basically did vigilante justice and is now hiding behind the idea that he was defending these kids. Me personally, and I wish the courts picked this up as well, is as soon as the guy abandoned the car and was on the run, the kids' lives were no longer in danger. The car wasn't even in danger of being stolen anymore. And the pursuit at that point should have been officers. If I get where you're saying where the guy was a good Samaritan, but a good Samaritan stops when you are physically assaulting people. That's why security guards can't stop people that are stealing goods from the store, because unless you're a police officer, you are not legally allowed to physically subdue people. Well, some states you got very different, like police force and stuff, and local law enforcement militias, whatever the fuck they got, that are allowed to do it. But generally, it's police that are allowed to do it.
I remember
sometimes security laws, but like that goes to the point.
Shot the motherfucker running away. Let's not pretend here.
No, but here's another situation too, though. Like I remember, like, you know, at the grocery store I used to work at, like my friend who was a black dude, who was a loss prevention guy. He fucking stopped somebody, and it was gonna be a simple stop. He was just gonna stop and say, "Hey, man, give me your shit and get the fuck out of here now. To come back." The dude called him an N-word though, and he was like, "Okay, N-word, huh?" And beat the fuck out of him. And guess what? Like the cops came, everyone came, and they're like, "Wow, you're such a hero. He could have harmed somebody." And here's the thing: I agree with him knocking him the fuck out, especially after being called the N-word. Like I totally agree with that. But at the same time, he didn't have to beat the fuck out of him. He wasn't saving. No one was in danger. No one was gonna get shot or stabbed or killed. He was like, racism, huh? Let me fucking break your fucking jaw. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, in that situation, yeah, we're all going to agree with that. Even in the chat, everyone's going to agree with that. But what if, you know, something else happens and there's a white guy, a racist white guy doing it, and he's like, hey, I got this Mexican over here. I'm going to knock him the fuck out because I just feel like it. He shouldn't have committed a crime in my jurisdiction. You know, hee-haw, motherfucker. Like, you know what I mean? It's just, it's one of those weird things where it's like, this creates problems. This is why when certain people are in power, all of us are fucked. Like,
I 100% get where Ganja's coming from. I just don't think this is a situation that applies, because the situation we're trying to compare to, like, again, the stand your ground laws. I'm like, this is just somebody that was in the heat of the fucking moment. It's like, even if they have a hero complex or not, it's not like they were just sitting there in the parking lot going, I hope someone commits a crime so I can do some shit. It's like, just, you know, right place, right time. And it's like, yeah, he saved, like, as far as he's concerned, he saved 2 kids' life. He's probably gonna be.
Yeah, but like, my point is, he saved 2 kids' life, but that part stopped when the guy abandoned the car. He went further on than necessary. This is like when people take their self-defense to the point of like, oh yeah, he pushed me, and then I grabbed this fucking bottle and I fucking brushed the glass into his temple. There's levels to self-defense that is proper to what to force your experience, and that's how people get off on this shit.
See,
and
like,
you have extreme versions of like you stand your ground laws where racists take advantage, but this feels like this dude really had a hero complex and took vigilante justice to the extreme and just beat this guy to a bloody pulp, because either one, he had like you said, it was a heat of the moment thing, which that goes under accidental manslaughter, killing someone in a heat of the moment. So he's gonna get charged with something.
So here's my thing. Like once again, I didn't read the story. Just like I'm just hearing about it like now. But where exactly did he steal the car? Was it in like a parking lot or something like that, or someone just walked away and like he just got in? Like what actually happened?
Basically, so the car was just like the car was basically chilling at a pizza restaurant, and then the parents weren't. Which, by the way, I think there's something kind of crazy here where the parents actually left the kids inside the car. So like it was like 5 minutes. Like they went to go order, and the kids were just in the car chilling, and the engine was running, and this guy just opened up the door and said, "Oh, car's running. Let me just get in the driver's seat and just drive off."
Yeah, that's a
See,
little.
that's right there is where I'm just like, okay, he had to have noticed the kids in the back. So at that point, you probably should have just been like, okay, I'm out.
Yeah.
You're gonna notice fucking kids in the back,
Or in a
Yeah,
situation
like-
where take the kids out, just
Oh,
open the
but the
back
thing
seat.
or just basically tell them like
y'all
take
don't
them
know.
out.
Y'all assuming a lot of stuff. When carjackers take cars, they want to go and chop it off. They don't give a fuck.
Well,
See,
Well, I don't
that's
care about
where
convenience of the
I'm not
carjacker.
sympathetic at that point.
Yeah.
I'm not sympathetic at all when you're putting kids in.
Like,
One of
you
those
guys
things-
are like adding this extra stuff to like layers of like, oh, this is a big thought process to this crime. No, a lot of this stuff is you got to go get it and take out. That's like, there's no real like, even if there was kids in the car, he's like, fuck it, I'll deal with it later and deal when I get this car to the spot.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
like
but the
again,
thing is,
I
when it
think you're
comes
putting
to-
too much into that. But it's like it's one of those things. Was like the car running is always things I don't know because there've been plenty of times when I was younger, where parents walk into a fucking store real quick because they got to buy stuff. The car's usually off, so it's like yeah, they're probably were expecting to only be there for 30 seconds. But it's still one of those things. Like Jess said, it's like yeah, you got to steal a car for whatever fucking reason. But it's like I don't think anybody is gonna be sitting there going fuck. Like kids, well, shit, I'll deal with the consequences later. It's like, nah. As soon as you're in that fucking car, it's like, yeah, I'm sorry, all gloves are fucking off.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, someone should fucking stop you when you run the fuck away, because guess what? You got to face whatever fucking justice is there. And it's like, if I got to punch and fight you to make sure you fucking stop, and a bunch of people stop in you,
Yeah,
and you run
but
to the hospital.
he was
that's how I-
already subdued and other people came and jumped his ass. Like, I get what you're saying,
Some
but that's
Freddy
not what
Krueger
occurred
shit.
here.
But again,
That's
it's like,
not what occurred here. This is just people that wanted a chance to seek their own version of justice, bro. This is a definition of a lynch mob.
I mean, I can understand where you're coming from, but the thing is, I gotta agree with Alan in a sense, and maybe it's just because, like, you know me, I'm an asshole.
I agree in the sense of a moral aspect, but when we talk about laws, that has to be the reason that it has no humanity in it. It has to be distant from that in order to actually make sense for us all. Because with humanity comes biases.
But so are you very, very, like, I guess, pro laws? I mean, do you like
Oh
our
yeah,
judgment system?
of course I'm pro laws. That's how it works.
See, I'm not. I think sometimes. Well, my fucking mic just
as he
broke.
dies.
Goddamn mic! Someone please give me bits so I can buy a new mic. No, it's
Civilization
fine.
is built on laws. Like the fact that we don't go around killing each other and beating each other over any little disagreement is the foundation of law and order.
See,
Yeah, I can't be like that. I gotta beat someone's ass.
Yeah, sometimes these laws, like, for one, they're dated too. Like, there's laws that were pro-slavery at some point, man. Like, these things got changed. These laws are
Well, yeah,
fucking shitty.
that's where reforms and activism and all that other stuff comes in. But my point being is the reason that these laws are so hot concrete and so unbiased and tries to take out the humanity out of them is because it needs to do that in order to keep people from having too much influence over that in the sense of individual morality, like what we're experiencing right now, with you guys saying, oh, the guy killed him, it's fine, I would have done the same. That's why it stops that, because it just leads into just people having blood feuds the same way we dealt with in this country 200-300 years ago.
But we're not
Like, we dealt with this situation of my morality says it's okay for me to kill. That's why the law takes morality out of it to a certain extent.
Okay, and 100% you agree, because I do agree with a lot of what you're saying when it comes to laws, but we're not advocating a change in the fucking laws. We're basically looking at this because, again, that's one of the reasons the court system exists, is to deal with the vagaries in between there. Because, yeah, there is a lot of unbiased when it comes to the law, but that's why you have a trial by your peers. That's why judges exist, is to look at the evidence and be able to actually dictate whether or not this person should be charged. So, if anything, we should leave it up to the court system, because they're going to decide whether or not this person actually deserves a punishment, or they're free to go. But again, there was a bunch of people in on here where we don't know who fucking, like, this isn't a fucking, like, we can't sit there and be like, well, this kick was the killing blow. He just died due to his injury. Are you gonna sit there and charge?
Well, they're looking
five
for the
people with
people.
murder?
Yeah, they're looking for the people. I'm not saying murder, but at least something has to be done. Accidental manslaughter.
Honestly, I think
this, like, you say justice, but there was no judgment of his peers. There was no due process.
So,
It was just, hey, this guy committed a crime and he might have done something for these kids. Let's kill him.
So I also have another question that also pertains to that. So once again, I didn't read this.
Okay.
Was he So he was driving off and he was being chased by people like in a car or something like that. A whole bunch of people like chasing him, and then basically like when he like parked, he was just trying to get away from everyone.
Basically, what happened was he got him out of the car. He got stuck in traffic, basically, and then when he fled on foot, which basically he left. He was running for like a half a block, which is about 5 houses worth. Like that's kind of a long run. And I guess
that 54-year-old can move.
But I guess like the people, yeah, I know, 54 years old, and he's like running.
Jesus Christ, fucking half that, damn.
And here he goes on the 50th yard line. Oh my God, touchdown! Oh shit! But
you ran fast, but you didn't run fast enough, I guess.
But the neighbors apparently who were watching, they're like, "Why is he fucking running?" And then I guess maybe, I mean, this is not part of the story, but I'm pretty sure like him being chased by the other guy, everyone's like, "Yeah, get that man! He's trying to take my kids in my car, and plus you want to kill something." So then everyone was like, "Yay, kill!" And they ran. And no, and they left their porches and left their houses, and they just ran out their yards and chased this dude, and it became like, I mean, and here's the thing, like I don't want to insult by saying they were like a lynch mob or anything, but it's like, yeah, they all fucking, everyone joined on, like, you know what I mean? And and the guy was running away, so it's not like someone was currently in the danger of that. Like there was no part of this where it was like, someone better help me or else I'm about to die. It was like, no, let's get this motherfucker because he's an asshole and just committed a crime and almost took my kids. So that's the only point that.
Well, like that line, that line between like he probably could have done something with the kids is basically blurred because he got stuck in traffic, and then saw all these people running after him and shit.
Yeah, basically. And then he was gone. He was running for quite a while. Like the situation was subdued. He was gone. Like he left. So that's why I'm kind of like, if he got killed at this point.
So we don't actually know what he's gonna do.
I'll give y'all a little of olive branch. If the guy would have killed him in the heat of the moment, like he actually pulled him out the car right there in traffic, you would have had a point. He still would have to get charged to a certain extent because that's how society works. But it would be way lesser than what I'm actually suggesting now because it was definitely heat of the moment. When he chased him for a block and a half, apparently, the man was definitely blinded about a sense of he had to get his own sense of justice out of this.
Okay, but if
and it doesn't help that other groups came in and have no connection to the crime whatsoever, started to beat the man.
That's where I have to disagree with you because if you didn't chase him for a block and a half, he's gone. So this basically injustice, they ain't never find that motherfucker again. Like, good luck trying to find that guy. So it's like, yeah, the people joining in because guess what? A block and a half is a long time to fucking run. And if the initial person chasing him isn't able to make it, there's 8 other motherfuckers that probably have more stamina. It's like, so if he didn't chase him and he's like, oh, as soon as he's running, he's over, that person gets away. So it's like, at this point, no, I don't have any fucking sympathy.
And by the way, too, oh, I'm sorry. I just want to read before, because I know people are going to write a lot, and I just want to get this before it disappears. JP, really good point here. He says, we are good people at heart. All of us are, especially people that kind of feel the same way you do, Alan, and you, Ganja. But he says, like, we're not incentivized to help usually when these situations happen, but, he does want to help. And if, Ganja, if your way ever worked, which most of the time it doesn't, man. Like, I will say, and I kind of agree with JP, sometimes it doesn't. And I understand why you feel the way you do. But if your way did work, everyone would do it. We would all be incentivized to do so because justice would actually reign supreme. But most of the time, it doesn't.
Don't get confused for me defending law and order for me saying that this system works. Me personally, I want to change the system radically and even destroy certain aspects of it. Rufus said it in the chat perfectly. I'm not an anarchist. So I get that you need systems and laws in place. The problem is our system and laws, as Rufus also says, is written in blood and stolen property. The reason we've got so many of these laws that restrict humans from having these vigilante actions is they always start off with basic moralities. That's why The Punisher for me is a great story of a vigilante when it's done right, because it shows that there's an aspect of a huge hero complex and a huge sense of my morality is right, that I could justify these actions to such an extreme degree that I'm not even given a chance at people to actually reform, which is something that the justice system should do. Now, if you want to get into the justice system now that is broken, it doesn't allow that stuff, I get your point. Trust me, I deal with that a lot, especially in my activism, that I wish I could change. But the idea of law and order and the idea of the way the justice system should work is what Ruthless says. The system is slow to ensure that people are generally at risk of being railroaded, because if you have too much of a speedy trial, that gives too much aid to the prosecution as well as to the people that are trying to try you. Because usually the people that are going after you have the most evidence, whereas the defense has to work with whatever you're given or whatever they can get from the prosecutor as well. This is all like fucking Google legal, by the way, so don't take this to fucking court. Look it up your own self and even get a education.
Yeah.
But the reason we have these, I guess you would say, ethical laws that aren't based on morality is because everyone has a different morality. Nick, me and you may agree on this subject because we have grew up the same experiences to the point that our morality aligned to a certain varying degrees with this type of topic. But a lot of people don't. And their morality of protecting themselves is defending a block that has a tag on it, and they'll shoot somebody over that. That is not justified. And people can easily use that as a slippery slope argument to the point of, hey, the guy was angry, it was an emotional flare-up, kids were at risk, he killed them. That can now be used as an excuse for any other crimes that are heated in the heat of the moment. Okay, that's why I bring up the stand your ground laws, because once that went through, the other lawyers and other people started using that as an example of why the law should be used in that direction.
Okay, but a lot of what you're saying is great on theory and on paper, but you can't just sit there and base your actions on what might people do with your said action. If that's the case, then nobody would ever say anything as far as an opinion, and trends wouldn't fucking exist. These things exist because you do something, and you can't judge your actions based on what other people might do with those said actions too. This was a heat of the moment on the streets in the moment. I don't think the fucking carjacker sat there and read through his law.
Oh shit! Did your thing just turn off?
I just hit my mic halfway through because I'm stupid. Anyway, I don't think the carjacker read through his fucking law book to make sure he understood the laws he was breaking prior to the crime. I don't think the guy that chased him down the streets read the law to make sure he was in the right. I don't think the people that helped him also read laws because they were just reacting to the moment.
And here's the thing, and just to end this off, because I know we're going very long with this, but it's like that particular sense is a perfect encompassing of this entire situation. People, know your fucking laws. That's all. If you're gonna be fighting for the law, or you're gonna be fighting against the law, you should probably fucking know your enemy or know your friend. You should just know and not be fucking stupid. Like, at the end of the day, it's stupid that I would steal a car with the engine running, so obviously the mom and dad would be back. Why would I steal a car with kids in the back? How does that end good for me unless I am planning a really fucked up crime? It does not end well. Like,
I mean, again, this person was probably on something, maybe on some sort of drugs. Like, that's the thing. I don't see where God was coming from. The original idea of like, if there was no one in this car, and if there were no kids in this car, yeah, I don't think the guy deserves to die.
My problem is like you guys give this like a long idea. Like when I'll say it, I have a criminal past to a certain extent. I never got caught for anything, but I'm glad I reformed. I don't do that shit anymore. When you commit crimes, you don't have an actual real big thought process like this. You do the action, you get out. Like when the guy took the car, he didn't give a fuck there was kids in there. His idea was get this car to wherever he had to get it to. Like this idea of like, oh, there's kids in the car, let me do this, let me do that. No, he's focused on the goal at hand. And I get like what you guys are saying, like that's fucked up and that's wrong, but that doesn't excuse what the other person did was in the same scenario. He saw this guy take his kids, and his goal was to beat this dude and possibly severely hurt him because he had his mind focused on the heat of the moment. That's just how these things work. That's why the laws are pulled out of morality and emotion, because it has to be ethical. It doesn't have to be based on morality because that's individual basis.
No, I get you, but yeah, we'll move on. I like how Roxanne called you. I was like, you hate reform. You just know I'll whoop that ass.
No,
you're damn right, baby girl.
It's not reformed, he's contained, but.
But anyways, now we're moving on from this. We'll get into something a little bit lighter.
I mean, I'm still gonna kill somebody.
No, like seriously.
Down kids, I'm gonna break your neck.
I remember a couple weeks ago you telling us your fucking body count.
No,
Shut up.
Another thing too is just like, to be honest, if someone was trying to steal my kids or my niece and nephews or whatever, and my car, and I kill somebody, I'm willing to go to jail. I don't give a fuck. I'll rip your fucking jaw off and I'll do the time. I don't give a fuck.
Look, I'll even give Godred an olive branch. If there were no kids in the car, this is a different story to me.
Yeah, exactly. No,
like,
no, it's definitely.
Well, that's because most people don't care about
the car because they need money. But like, once you endanger another human life, then I start to.
Like, it was just a regular carjacking, and be like, whatever. But the fact is, like, yeah, I mean, of course, like, maybe this dude didn't know, like, maybe, like, yeah, you're just trying to get out of there, but it's just, like, we don't actually know. Like, maybe he actually did go for that car because there's kids in there. The thing is that, like, that family wasn't thinking about that. They're just like, oh my god, this pedophile possibly took my car and my kids. I'm never going to see my kids again. Someone go help me and beat his ass.
Exactly, yeah. And plus, too, it's like, who knows what else he would have done, too. It's like, there's so many questions and such a load.
Again, he could have crashed the car. He could have done anything, you know? The kids could have tried to stop. No, this reminds me of a situation in which it was like a 6 or 7-year-old and someone stole the car and the kids, like, I don't know if they killed him, but they fought him or some shit.
Yeah,
I
mean, it just gets
that could have happened. They could have crashed the car. Like, there are too many situations that could have happened that it's like, if that was me in that situation, like, I don't think I would have done anything differently.
And the biggest thing to take away from this, too, is like, guys, seriously, if you have kids or we have, like, a young people around you, or just if you just don't want your car stolen, Don't leave your car with the engine running. This is something I learned when I was 4. What's wrong with your fucking parents that you guys can't learn this shit? Like, don't leave your car running. And lock your fucking car. It's just how fucking lazy can this generation get?
Honestly, it's just one of those things where it's like, again, we've all been left in cars near kids because their parents want to run to a store or they want to run outside and say hi to a friend. And it's like, hey, sometimes you do leave it running because like, hey, we want the air conditioning on, or they want to listen to music. Like I get that there's obviously a lot of onus. There's always onus on the parents when their kids get fucked up, but it's like this could have, if this was just like another day, it wouldn't have mattered. It just happened to be the wrong day.
Yeah, or even teach the kids like, hey, by the way, unlock it when they come back to the car. But like, I'm gonna lock it though and lock you guys in. You know what I mean? Like, just there's so many. Use your fucking head. Just use your fucking head.
But it's like again, like
yeah,
there's
I know
onus
what
on
you
the
mean. Yeah, I know you disagree with me. Like but
fucker.
I'm sorry, but it's just shit. This was a long one. I like how great this conversation went, but holy shit. Here's the thing, though. This will be very, very quick as well, because we're going to get into the after hours. Hopefully, you guys are going to be in there, too, and hopefully, Rabbi even fucking works. You never know with the situations. But right over here, man, Birds of Prey test screens apparently have audiences split between Warner Brothers and just people that are just kind of like daily, whatever the fuck, moviegoers. So the big split is that the WB execs think it's shitty, and the audiences are like, dude, this is fucking awesome. You know what I mean? So I don't know, like, because I think general audiences are not there because they're hyped about Harley Quinn or whatever either. I think that they're there, just because they're critics. They had to see movies. So it's like general versus general, except one general. Which side of this would have more nerds for DC? You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know.
Okay, it's one of those situations where an executive won't like a movie for a multitude of reasons, and almost none of them are their own personal taste. When an executive doesn't like a movie, it's because they feel like it's not hitting the right test audience. It might be offensive to a certain audience. It might have a problem selling in various regions of the world. They might think, like, what is Marvel doing? Like, this is Warner Brothers, so they're DC. They're trying to compete with Marvel. They're like, well, this isn't like Marvel makes this kind of movie. This isn't this kind of movie. It might not work. So, like, a lot of times an executive doesn't like a movie is rarely about their own personal taste, because they're literally, their job is to make sure their taste doesn't do that. They're trying to see what sells the most. At the end of the day, a movie is a product. It's designed to make money. That's why they put so much money in it. And general audiences, they're just like, we just want to go watch a movie and have a good time. So it's probably a situation where it's just a good acting, good action. Maybe it's a little bit darker. Maybe it's just different than what they're used to, and they're enjoying it. But we also have those situations where it's like, look at I Am Legend, where I Am Legend has 2 endings, one of which because the fucking the focus group they tested hated the original ending, so they did the theatrical ending, which was garbage. So it's like, at this point, who fucking knows what this movie's going to be like?
Yeah, and I mean, I'm at a point now, too, where I'm just kind of wondering, like, what's more important, and what would I be able to do if I was making this movie or making a Batman movie or whatever? Like, what would I have to accomplish to satisfy both, sides of this? Like, that's the biggest thing, because whether or not, and Cedric in the chat saying, like, this is unreliable, comic book's pretty trash, I agree. But the thing is, though, is like, still that question still, I think, holds some water there where, yeah, this is actually a very hard thing to do. I mean, no one really gives respect to these guys who do these comic book movies. Even I don't give them respect, where it's like, that's a very hard thing to do, is to satisfy all these fucking people, because there's investors that want to give money to your movie so you can be fucking huge and have a big marketing audience and everything. But then there's nerds that are like, oh, fuck that, we just want you to do what the comic books do. But then there's general audiences that are like, dude, I don't read comic books and this shit's silly. How the fuck do you pull that off?
Again, it's this notion of movies that just because you have a well-written, well-acted, well-directed movie, it doesn't mean it's going to make money.
I know a way to beat it. Joe Schumacher and Batman.
I'm going to kill this man. But it's a very important thing, because everyone's like, oh, no. Just make it well-written. Okay, one, what the fuck do you think well-written means? Just make the action good. What the fuck do you think good action means? Because people just like to say those words, make it good. What does that mean? Describe that to me in a sentence that makes sense. It's like, you can't, because you got to go and literally make it. So it's like, when you have this split, it's like, usually this is when reshoots happen, and at this point, I can't think of a single movie that's had reshoots that didn't come out garbage. So it's like, I have no fucking idea what this movie's going to be like.
And to put the pressure on Jared really quick, too, I'm going to ask you, how can you not subjectively satisfy both parties? I mean, do you feel like there is a simple way to that, or you think it's just like, yo, it's kind of randomized?
Listen, I already said I'm not helping out fucking DC anymore.
Why is that? Like, do you not like any of the actual characters within the series too, or is it just because you're so mad at the couple of movies that came out? Which, by the way, I judge you on. But like, why is it?
You can judge me all you want. I'm done. I'm retired.
I gotta tell you, the one thing I think that could satisfy both parties is just like, yo, look at the stuff that does well, and then do almost the opposite, but still touch on the same tones. Like Aquaman, I don't like it, but it did well. So it's like, why did it do well? Where are those moments that really like tonally had everyone be like, yo, I fucking love this, whether or not I'm into the story. And those things were good-looking people, so you got that with Harley Quinn. You know what I mean? But then it's like, okay, well, when the movie comes out, like, do you guys have a great fight scene to start off the movie? So everyone's like hyped. They already got something they didn't see in the trailer. Because by the way, in Aquaman, that first fight scene was not in the trailer. At least,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm wrong. But...
I don't know because I didn't see it in the trailer too. But it's like, just because again, it's always those situations of movies are one of the few genres out there that I could think of that you could have a great movie and no one's gonna give a fuck. Like a lot of the movies I love that I think are really well done and have great action scenes or whatever the fuck, nobody fucking watches. Something that is complete garbage, like the fucking new Spider-Man movie, is making more money than a movie that I fucking love, like John Wick. John Wick made some money, but it's not making $700 million this fucking summer. But Spider-Man is, and it's like, it's one of those things where you can't really tell. Like branding is super important. That's why we're in this branding fucking apocalypse where you can't make a movie unless it's something from the last 20 years that's been branded, because that's get people in the audience. But actually getting them there, it's like good acting will get you so far, but there have been great acting in other movies that it doesn't work. So it's like you have to. I think it's it's such a difficult question to fucking ask.
Yeah,
because
it's so
Blade
loaded.
Runner. Blade Runner is a perfect example. Pretty people, because Ryan Gosling's pretty as fuck. It starts off with an action scene. It's visually amazing. That movie I'm pretty sure the movie bombed. And it's like, why did it fucking bomb? Was it too long? Endgame was 3 hours, and that movie made more money than Avatar. Almost made more money than Avatar. So it's like, it can't be about length of time. It starts out with an action scene like a lot of other movies. It's quote unquote very smart, and people like want smart stuff. So it's like, why didn't Blade Runner 2049
I
make
actually have an opinion on that, where I feel like, you know what, another issue is that movie's so fucking long too that it can't be played as often in certain movie theaters. And then the biggest thing too is like they got high caliber fucking special effects and everything, which is fine. I'm not complaining that the movie looks good. But when you spend so much money on marketing, so much money on making a movie so great, but then you base it on a material that, to be honest, it's 40 years old. I mean, it was in the 80s, Blade Runner, and it wasn't that huge when it first came out. I mean, that bombed, and then it did good on videotape. Like, that was huge in homes, you know what I mean, because people kept rewatching it. And even though I don't like the movie, people fucking love Blade Runner, but at home, you know? Okay. So, box office-wise, why would I spend so much money on something that's already proven that's not going to make money? They should have spent less money and been a little more careful with it, you know what I mean?
So, here's the thing. You're never actually going to satisfy both parties, ever. Like, ever. Someone's always going to have a fucking problem. To be honest, you probably, like, if you know enough about the source material, like, people, like, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to pick up on that. Like, that's just it. Just do your own fucking thing. If it comes out well, it comes out well. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Yeah,
and then just like with Ruth said too, cyberpunk sci-fi is not a popular genre right now. That's what he's referring to as far as Blade Runner goes. And what Jet said, you know, I'll give you this because I agree with you when you say like you can't really satisfy both parties. But then a movie did do that this year, which was Avengers Endgame. I mean, like whether or not we liked it, we didn't like it, but people love Endgame. I'm just saying. Like, I mean, is that not true? Or am
you say that now, but I'm already seeing hit pieces on it. People talk about, was it as good as we really thought?
Recency bias is a word I saw a couple weeks ago because like people did that with Black Panther. It made me so goddamn mad because it was like, well, you know, Black Panther's been 3 months ago. You know, that movie wasn't as good as I thought it was. Like, bitch, like stick to a fucking opinion. You either liked it or you didn't.
Yeah, and maybe that's another way for them to get the movie trending again. Because you're saying 3 months. Well, within 3 to 5 months, the movie's about to hit it on Blu-ray. So like, hey, actually, how's the way we can get this to trend? Oh, I know. The ending explained, or what you didn't notice about fucking
But even then, like I said, like even if we like I said, like even though Blender's on.
Yeah, but
it's blending Hollywood up and blending the fucking box office.
Yeah, because certain jobs, but like again, it's like it's Blade Runner 2049 to me. It's like it's a harder sci-fi than something like even though you can almost consider some of the maybe the Guardians Galaxy sci-fi movies. It's definitely a harder sci-fi. And it's definitely more of a serious tone. But and it's also one of those things where are people going to be into it or not? And there's always a lot of things that you have to balance. And I think that's a problem Hollywood's dealing with right now is they think if you give it such a high budget and do all this good shit that people are going to be into it, where it's like, no, you're kind of seeing the situation where smaller movies are making like what was that? A Booksmart. was like made a lot of fucking money for like a $10 million budget, and it was just, you know, it was very similar to other movies prior to it, but it was budgeted properly and it did what it needed to do and it marketed itself well. Where maybe Blade Runner was overly marketed, and Endgame, which to me was built up for a decade, so it's like the last Lord of the Rings movie. You're gonna make all the money, like it's as simple as that.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things where it's like, it's such a hard fucking thing to do movies, and as much as I get mad at the mediocrity of the Marvel universe, I almost understand that they can't do the movie I want. They can't do the movie I personally want because I grew up with the comics. I love the video games. I love the TV shows. They have to do the movies that people that don't give a fuck, that don't even know anything about comic books or anything, are going to enjoy. And it's like, those movies aren't for me anymore, you know?
Exactly. And then, you know, that's one of the things that we say a lot here. It's like almost a catchphrase, like it's not for you, but it really, like, they're not for me, they're not for you, they're not for Ganja, they're not for Jet. You know what I mean? It's just like,
Yeah.
and that's the biggest issue, but it's like, you know, numbers do not lie, and it's like, you know, what Avengers had going for it too is that Infinity War was so fucking great. I don't even like Marvel shit. And that movie was so fucking great, and Homecoming was so goddamn good that it's like, how am I not going to go see Endgame? I'm seeing that the first fucking day, and I hated it. But how was I not going to see that? You know what I mean? And I think that comes with even like these other movies, like with Far From Home, that did great numbers, not because the movie was great, you know. And by the way, like I know that some of you guys think it's great too, and I'll agree with that. Fine, it is great, whatever. But it doesn't matter if it was great or not. Homecoming was the shit. Into the Spider-Verse was the shit.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Spider-Man himself, I just want to see Peter Parker. I don't give a fuck what movie it is. I just want to see it.
Or Miles.
Yeah, or Miles, which, by the way, you're stealing so much from fucking Miles at this point. You might as well just Peter's Miles now. You know, you might as well.
And Riri Williams, don't forget that.
There's certain characters that
Marvel forgot her. What are you talking about?
Hey, he's the one who's actually supposed to be Iron Man right now.
Yeah, but no, that's the thing though, you know. So I don't know, man. I just feel like the Birds of Prey right now, I don't think this means that it's gonna be bad. You know
I think the
what
boots are bomb.
No, like the thing is, it's probably split because of the fact like it's not like a male's point of view on the movie, like a definite male's point of view. Like look at Harley Quinn's outfit from what movie was that?
Suicide Squad.
Yeah, Suicide Squad, and look at her outfit now.
Yeah, she has pants on here. You guys can't see it.
Yeah, well, now tell me, which one do you think was made by the dude?
Exactly. Yeah. David
That's so weird because he's wearing like.
And which one do you think more like shows that this is a bisexual crazy chick? Which one shows that more?
Well, both, to be honest.
They both look nuts to me, so it's like, hey, maybe she has a point.
What about bisexual nuts?
I love you.
Please mute him.
Oh no, fuck that! I'm leaving this camera
I
on
bet
here.
that was a legit question until I realized the sentence came out my
Please
mouth.
mute his ass.
I left that camera on and just let it linger on the stupidity.
Now the one. What's the other one that you like to do too?
I don't know.
Dun, dun, dun,
Yeah,
dun, 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 dun.
Oh my god, man. Kerber Ganja Guru. So here's the thing, though. We're gonna get the fuck out of here. I think the conversation's pretty much done. We had kind of a long show. I'm actually surprised how long we went. But thank you guys for watching. Ruth, what's up?
Why are you laughing?
Cedric keeps making me laugh. The first one was MCA, give me what I want, and then the second one is, what is bisexual supposed to look like?
No, that's a good question, though.
I mean, that is a good question.
You know, I'm gonna have Jen answer that. Like, what? Honestly, like, not even making fun of you. Just what do you think bisexual is supposed to look like as far as Harley Quinn goes?
Well, in terms of this movie, like you can basically tell, like in Suicide Squad, like yeah, she's definitely made by a man. When it comes to Birds of Prey, Harley Quinn has always been bisexual, and you can actually tell here, like right now, that this movie is in a female's point of view. She's not looking for male like attraction like she was in like the first like in Suicide Squad. And Birds of Prey, you can definitely tell like she's actually dressing like, how do you put this?
I'm wondering if you're gonna say slutty, so I'm like, oh, let's be careful.
I doubt it.
No, in Birds of Prey she's not dressed slutty at all.
Okay, no,
just more like not artistic, but
Flair.
not even flair, but more subtle and
Okay,
basically like not sexualized.
Yeah.
I wonder what villain heroes and villainesses they're gonna have part of Birds of Prey. Because like I was looking at it, I was like, yeah, you have a canary, Is it Black Canary? Yeah, I think it's
Black
Black
Canary,
Canary.
and then also
Like
Cheetah Girl.
she wasn't put in the movie just to be like complete fucking eye candy for the guys.
Yeah, I don't even know. For me, it's like I don't even know how much that even matters because at this point, I'm just kind of like,
Oh, it matters. It matters.
well, I mean, it matters in the sense of like how many guys are going to get into the place, but I feel like it just as far as character goes or even a movie goes, because people are responding to the movie, and I feel like
Harley Quinn is a big pull for guys, especially with how she dresses. And you changing that up, basically, a lot of people are going to be mad about the outfit.
But so who do you think was though? The WB executives, or you think just the fans? Like I ain't seen no
Fans.
ass. Fans, okay, yeah. Well, here's the thing though. Apparently, WB executives were the ones that are mad, but I can see how the comic book nerds might be irritated when a movie comes out and everyone gets more of a chance to review it or discuss it or critique it. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna be looking forward to it. I actually hate Suicide Squad as much as everybody else, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, same here. I don't think the movie's as terrible as everyone.
I hated Justice League way more.
Yeah, no, Justice League's a way worse movie. It's way more boring.
I didn't see either though.
Yeah, because you suck. But it's one of those things. Harley Quinn's outfit. It's like the biggest complaint I saw people having in Suicide Squad was it wasn't the classic Harley Quinn outfit, the Jester look. So it's like if anyone's gonna have the complaint with the costume, it's probably just because it's not the classic Harley Quinn costume. But that one costume was okay. Like I think maybe the only time she ever had a cool outfit was Arkham City because it was just weird. Like it was just a better looking outfit. But yeah.
Yeah, and by the way, too, just to end us off really quick, because the chat's been saying great shit like the entire show. That's why I'm glad that our show always shows the chat. But like Cedric says, look at the reaction to Tifa from the Final Fantasy remake, and it's like, chick with booty shorts beating the fuck out of everybody. It's like, of course, people love that. I mean, how many people are freaking the fuck out? And she, Tifa was only on it for what, 10 seconds?
She was a fan favorite, and she looked cool as shit.
Yeah,
The controversy that came from that was basically like, oh, they made her tits smaller.
Oh Jesus Christ! Oh, no, I forgot about that. Yeah.
And well, you know what? Square Enix's response is no. We just gave her a properly fitted bra. I'm not kidding, by the way.
Like she still has big tits. It's just like it's just more realistically done.
Mark is in the chat saying Papa and Luck Enchantress can suck it. That's a great name, Papa and Luck Enchantress. Not just Enchantress, but Papa and Luck.
That made me so mad because Enchantress looked really cool until she became like until she became Shakira. Like she was like this weird ghost grudge girl. I'm like, this is cool. And then she just turns to Shakira. I'm like, what am I looking at?
Yeah, but no, man. But we're gonna get the fuck out of here, though. By the way, just in the chat, thank you so much to people like Cedric and Ruthless and JP. New user here, Angel of Light. I don't know who that is, but thank you for watching. Solidus, Lurks, everybody. Thank you so much, Kirk. We're going to be in the after hours right now. It's rab.it/MCA Rabbit. And then probably by next week, we're going to try to do Discord. So if you guys have any recommendations as far as other places to watch stuff, or maybe some notes for me as far as Discord goes, let me, Alan, or Ganja know, and we'll definitely kind of like combine everything up and decide what we're going to do with this shit throughout this week. As far as that goes, that's not the only fucking podcast that all of us do. Well, probably just me and Jet. But Alan, you're on tons of shit, sir. Why don't you tell people where to find you and what you've been doing on the places where they can find you?
Yes, if you go to Screener Squad, if you go to oneofus.net and go to Screener Squad, you're gonna see my name plastered all over the place. There's a bunch of movies coming up in the next couple of days, some of which are gonna be garbage. So be sure to check that out if you want to hear me rant about some shit Netflix fucking movies. Yeah, Netflix movies are shit.
God, just stay wrong.
90% of Netflix movies are garbage, but if you want to hear me yell about some stuff, be sure to check that out. I'm going to be on a bunch of stuff the next couple of weeks, so I'll fill you guys in more as I get more information.
Carjacker!
Yes!
Oh my
I'm
God!
on that Illuminati podcast on a little Firebird.
Oh my God!
We talk about politics, cultural stuff, and we give our opinions on the nose.
Please stop. I'm muted.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I'll stop now. Yeah, but for real though, we check out our set. We talk about politics. We talk about cultural relevancy. We're going to talk about the Democratic primaries tomorrow. That episode might be up the day after or 3 weeks, depending on when Christian wants to upload it. But make sure to check out us Illuminati podcast on littlefireburn.com. Speaking of long uploads, a subversive history with Ganja. I promise you, I swear,
don't
I'm working on that next episode.
It's
just now that it's got warm in Colorado, all the activists want to plan everything every goddamn fucking week. I've been walking so goddamn much, and I've been yelling that I'm amazed that I still have a voice to this show. But I will tell you one thing: I'll have a voice to do another episode of Serious History. Hey, so first, the history of Ganja Guru. Make sure to go check it out. I got the first episode up, May Day. Talk about the workers' history. Talk about IWW. Talk about socialism. All that other good shit. Make sure to check out the first episode. It is on the collective of entertainers known as the Metropolis Face to Face.
People, thank you so much for watching. You guys already heard the music. It's all good. I just did that ahead of time. I'm so happy you guys watched. Thank you so much.
Okay, Jenny,
Oh,
All
I
right.
forgot one more thing actually. Wait, what happened with Jenny?
Jenny said, Ganja, are you coming to Milwaukee for the DNC? I should probably consider that
What
if
is
I
a
get
DNC?
time off. It's the big convention where they're she's either talking about the debate, which if it's the debate, I'm not going to go to the debate. They're going to have like 6 or 7 more before the election. But if you're talking about the first convention, I might go just to do some on-the-side reporting for Illuminati podcast.
Really quick too. Or actually, no, I can't even say it yet because of the fucking thing. Never mind. Forget about that. But Jet, where can I find you, really quick?
Oh no! Now you want to come to me? Okay, I see how it
I'm
is.
sorry about that. I'm not used to
No,
having
you
a
cannot
Facebook.
say you don't
I'm
skip
so-
me now. You cannot say that. You accidentally did it, bitch.
That's true. I'm sorry.
You know,
Anyway,
he could have easily just said he was waiting for Ganja to finish.
Well,
no,
I'm
because
not
he
gonna
said
lie.
right before that. He said right before that.
Yeah,
So
I forgot
anyway,
some-
we're gonna get out of here, guys. Anyways, you can find me on
Jesus
Facebook now.
Christ, kill
Talking
me
more.
over here.
Talking more about. Actually, no, I'm not even gonna type that at all. I was
What?
gonna say you can find me on Facebook talking more about how Harley Quinn's new outfit is way better than the old one, but I don't feel like typing all that shit out. Anyway, add me on Facebook.
Yeah, add her on Facebook for
Don't
weird ass
actually.
memes. Unless
She's a horrible.
No, by the way, no, she's a great person. But the thing is, though, is there's so many pictures, and I don't know if like you're tagging me in, or Roxy is, or one of y'all crazy motherfuckers inside this goddamn chat tag family. But Jesus Christ, so much weird stuff I've seen in the past 4 days. Like I'm just, and top of Alan's wet face. Like Dave, damn it, stop making me
Get
dream
your
about
name
you.
right. My name is Dave.
Did.
I just
Yo,
called you
yo, man,
What?
Dave's not here, bro.
Good
No, I'm
Lord
right
have
here.
mercy.
Dave's
Fine.
not here, man.
Find Alan on a Tinder near you. We're gonna fuck out of here. Ganja, do the countdown.
What?
He's gonna make
3,
it
2,
work.
1.
Attack the chat. Guy, he got so animated. He was so happy about that. Jesus.
David's
Christ.
gonna make it work. He's
No,
gonna
it's
make
Dave,
it
not
work.
David. It's only Dave.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but he's short for David.
Wait,
So
we-
David's gonna make
No,
it
not
work.
for me. It's only Dave. That's my legal name.
This is the
Okay.
best
Liberals are
way.
Dave's gonna make
resistance,
it
not
work.
resistance.
This is a great way
Get
to end
y'all
this show.
so
Just
As incoherently as we started.
angry as fuck. Yeah, why would you say your name's David and not Dave? That's the same fucking thing now.
No, it's Dave. Get it
It's
right.
the same
Yeah.
Dave's
fucking
not
thing.
here.
Good Lord.
Dave.
No!